We are live. We're definitely live. I don't even know if I need John to check, but he's gonna, because that's what John does.
For sure gonna.
He does that. He's the
And we are live.
Oh my God! Let's get a yeehaw, everybody! High energy yeehaw! Yeehaw! Holy shit! It's been too long. We are back here on Myth Brigade with another episode of our Deadlands-ish campaign in Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. And I'm going to go around and say hi to everybody. Look at Byron. He's down there and he's like calculating my doom as he spends his XP on
I got a different edge. You probably would have let me have the other one first.
What's going on, man? Aside from getting edges to make my life harder, what are you up to?
Oh, shit, man. Running so many campaigns. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
2 Warhammer Fantasy campaigns, Knights Black Agents. My character just died in 5e right before I came.
What'd you do wrong?
Oh. My character is literally stupid. If you didn't heard me say so before, my character is literally like Jack Sparrow's autistic sister.
That's amazing. It's like Dobbs's medieval lineage, right? Like
I basically Leroy Jenkins and activated like 7 different things, all for the party at once, and then
that's the problem right there.
My character died and got thrown into a pit where apparently, even though I failed my death saves, I'm going to live on as an undead pirate now. So
that's amazing.
Benevolent DMs.
Yeah, I was just gonna say as a Sarlacc.
No, I actually think it just is in the book. I don't think he's being benevolent. I think.
It's an undead, stupid undead pirate, which is even worse.
A stupid undead pirate, yeah. So I do all kinds of dumb swashbuckling shit like diving out stained glass windows.
Oh, nice.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Well,
and
of
course,
you're here.
Of course, writing poetry.
Yeah, you owe us a little something, but we'll wait.
Yeah,
we'll wait till we get the music started. Right?
Reveal.
Yeah. So, John, what's going on? John with an H or John without an H? What's going on with you?
No. Let's see. Work is going well. I'm using this quarantine to get a lot of yard work done, so that's been something. So. Yeah, surviving. Had a little breakaway, went up to Gatlinburg, enjoyed a quiet cabin drink-filled weekend, so that was good. Now back to it.
We're glad you made it
ready
back
for some
not too hungover.
Rooting and shooting.
And then there's Len. Len, what's going on? How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just enjoying some fall colors up here in the Northeast, and been working at my jobs, putting in some hours. Unfortunately, not as much time as I would like currently spent on fun, cool hobbies, but I've still been doing my D&D 5e campaigns, which we have so many players at this point that we have to split them up into 2 groups. And so my boyfriend is going to be taking one group to like a northward journey, and I'm going down south with the rest of the players. So it's been kind of a lot to just like plan out like story beats and encounters and stuff, but I'm really looking forward to kicking off this next leg. So that's been pretty much keeping me sane through all of the hard work I've been putting in. It's been nice.
That is awesome. And I think we've at least made contact with Lucian, and I think that the next step will be to actually reach out on Discord and plan something. So we want to bring him into the fold and get him involved with these games. I think it'd be really cool. Mike,
just so excited.
It's going to be good. Mike, who has fixed his internet and has amazing lighting as always. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I feel pretty jealous. You guys are like going on vacations and playing board games and awesome stuff like that. I honestly haven't had a whole lot of anything since the last time we met. I pre-ordered a PS5, so that's pretty exciting.
Are you gonna get it delivery day?
Yeah, so I got it through PlayStation.com, and because I'm a PlayStation Plus member, free delivery day shipping. So
until that delivery chucks is hijacked by a whole bunch of PlayStation purists.
That may in fact be a thing that's going to happen, I'm sure. So
yeah,
as soon as I get the notification that Amazon's not delivering mine same day, I'm going to raid that truck.
You're going to look at your Ring doorbell, Mike, and John's going to be just like creeping through your hedges and
standing in front of my door. Yeah, yep. I'm going to camp out front of my own house because I don't get to camp out in front of a store this year. So I'm going to get a tent, hang out.
Nice. So we are here. I think this is episode 8. And I've got my Marshall recap, but you can't have a Marshall recap without music. So you guys ready to go? You guys ready to roll some dice and shoot some bullets and things?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right. This is their Western music. It's going to give me a panic attack. That's all right. We're doing it. So, when last we saw our posse, they'd learned an awful lot about old Teddy Smythe. They took some subtle encouragement from old Dobbs and Ash, but something like the truth finally fell out of him. Turns out he'd been out of work and supplementing his carpenter income by doing odd jobs for none other than the despicable tyrant Buck Futley. If he's to be believed, the bounty on his head really had less to do with his crimes than it did the strange map scarred in the skin from his neck to his nethers by an indigenous shaman who may well be in cahoots with Mr. Futley. Apparently, the map on this young fella leads to a little-known place called Black Ridge, beneath which is a supply of ghost rock that, well, let's just say old Nate ain't had a gleam in his eye like that in a long time. Of course, trouble is the Futley brothers and their veritable army of ne'er-do-wells have got their sights set on the ore and the firepower to take it. The only thing they're missing is one scarified Theodore Smythe. So, of course, our heroes decided to do exactly what you'd expect they would. Get bigger guns and get on with a good old-fashioned ass whipping. Of course, once all was decided, old Murph decided to go out for a late-night desert stroll and about got Dobbs and Ash killed by some fellas that looked like, no, they was already deceased. Some sharp shooting and one of John's card tricks won the day, but not before Ash managed to put a bullet in her own arm. Nate's diary will not reflect this as one of the posse's finer moments. Now that's the Marshal's recap. What do you fine folk have to add?
Just grumpy as hell, trying to take care of my arm. Not having a great evening.
Nobody likes to get shot. What about you, Dobbs? Did Dobbs commemorate this with a poem?
Well, as a matter of fact, this is Dobbs' first poem in his book. And if y'all let me, I've been trying to write these words. You've been spitting out such fine, fancy words, but my words ain't that great. But I think you might like this little yarn.
I don't have to use my mute button for the first fucking time ever, but go right ahead.
All right. So this story is called Dead Heat. Okay. So this yarn begins at Rattlesnake Bend, but low is the moon whence it end. Ash, Dobbs, John, and Nate traveled hard-packed clay to find our fate. Didn't take long to find a fight. Poor Teddy in his perilous plight. I like that word, perilous. It's pretty big. Elbow to his jaw and some shots. Now John's the law, those men in plots. The hangman's noose, Ted's neck won't snap. To kill the Futleys, we'll set a trap. Deal is done with shake and spit. This foe will find we got some grit. In the night, we go find Murph. These ain't our lands, but a dead man's turf. Their old bones did Ghost Rock wake. Dead again, Dobbs and Ash did make. We got one, then two apiece. Well, thank Almighty they weren't fucking geese.
Oh,
wow.
That was amazing.
That was impressive.
A poem by Dobbs.
And also, so many words.
Yeah, that was a lot longer than I anticipated. That was awesome.
I'd also like to point out that Dobbs has earned his extra B in his name on the overlay. Byron, I've gotten that sorted out. Took me a minute to extend that finger and all that.
B stands for extra Benny. Nice job, man.
Yes, it does. Although Dobbs starts out with one fewer, so I'm saying,
That's right.
Yeah, we'll go with. You've got three now, though, right? So we'll call that your extra Benny for your poem. So,
thank you, sir.
If you recall, you were on your way to Dr. Alexander's ranch. Thought being you wanted to get Ash patched up because she's got a bullet hole in her arm. And seems like he might have access to some weapons that might help you on your way. So to that end, you've been writing and listening to various iterations of this poem along the way. And I'm guessing, who's got the harmonica? Who has a harmonica that they play in the background? That's
Nate.
Nate. So Nate,
He's the party guy.
yeah, you've worked out a little piece of music that fits perfectly behind that monstrosity of a poem, and Dobbs is absolutely proud of it.
As
So
he should be.
you, about an hour ago, it's let's call it about 6 in the evening. The sun's kind of starting to make its way down, and you passed a sign that very clearly proclaimed Ratchet Ranch, no trespassing, with no G. Trespassing. And if you've ridden along, you now stand before, and who would be in front? Who probably not Dobbs, because old Murph drags his leg. Goes kind of slow. Who's in front?
Like
I guess I would be. Or we can ride 2 by 2. How about that?
2 by 2.
Yeah.
Is. There you go. So, Ash, you have stopped your horse because you notice the unmistakable shape of a severed human hand lying conspicuously in the road, with some sinew and stuff torn as if it was not exactly cut off, but more wrenched off. So there's a good bit of the skin of the forearm, about up to the elbow. And you're sort of sitting there staring down as the camera pans up from the hand and then back past you guys as you're looking down at it. It's kind of gray and flies are on it, and there's some ants and stuff.
Eyes up, boys. I think we might not be the only ones hanging around these parts today. Kind of
My
glance back at the guys.
hand immediately goes down towards the revolver at my side, and I kind of start looking around for maybe where the hand was attached to, see if that's off these roads.
Give me a notice check if you have it. I'm guessing you do. And from your horse, that is.
Nope.
No, not happening. So you kind of look around, and just like everywhere else in this desert, there's little low and kind of stout cacti. There's rocks, so it's really hard to pick out anything structurally. Just lots of sand and lots of that amber light as the sun starts to set and kind of blast its pastels across the sky. The one thing is you can smell the scent of this rotten meat down there at your horses, and they kind of, as they notice it and the smell wafts up toward them, they sort of react with like a kind of thing.
Can I make a notice check? Because I got danger sense, so I get +2 versus ambushes or similar events.
You absolutely can.
Maybe.
Ooh, that wild die.
Oh, did it?
We'll take the first one. The first one I got is a wild die as a 9.
Yeah, it's not showing me the thing. That's why. There we go. Maybe. Nope.
You see it? No. So as you kind of lean forward and look around, and it's hard to see why you've stopped, but you of course would hear them kind of remarking what they're looking at. You sort of look out and around. There's a glint of metal, and then it's gone. Just like a quick one, almost like when you turn and your belt buckle catches the light of the sun. It's off
Like
to
far away?
Yeah, pretty far. It's off to the left, probably 20 yards.
I think we might have a shooter.
Which direction?
Well, I'm going to point the wrong way and I'm going to point the opposite direction. So, and then it'll be over there.
Yep. I got you. That's smart thinking there, Dobbs. Can I look in the opposite direction of where Dobbs points?
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. I think as you kind of scan and look, you don't notice the glint of metal. You kind of glance, you see some rocks. It's all kinds of cover. Cactus, like I said. Nothing out there that's very clear. Anyway. Horses.
So keep going forward then.
So you keep moving forward.
Sitting.
You step past
Ride
and horses kind of
casual.
want to, yeah, they want to take a wide berth around the rotten hand. Nate, as you're passing, you kind of glancing down and looking at this hand as you pass. You notice it looks like it's wearing a ring.
Hold up, fellas. We should probably check this hand out and see what's going on over here.
All you there, bud.
You
Yeah,
hop
these
off the
guys
horse.
they're just sort of meandering, right? They're not going too fast. And Nate
Yeah, I wouldn't
hops
guess
off
so.
the back of his horse real quick and picks up the hand to examine it closely.
So you do. You pick it up, and it's got slightly long fingernails and kind of pretty dirty underneath there. There's some crusted blood around the finger. One of them's popped off as well. Like maybe it was popped off during a tight grip. As you guys look over your shoulder, and there's Nate kind of holding his hand up, looking at it, in the sunlight, just to get a good peek. The ring itself is it looks like it might be a wedding ring. It's kind of grayed and gross from all the gore, but it's gold underneath. Nothing super special about it. It's not a protection versus evil or anything sweet like that.
Yeah, no, it'd be a real shame to put a ring with so much love and care and sentiment behind it to let to rot here in the desert. He pulls it off and he sticks it in his pocket for good safekeeping.
You do, but it's like when you got a piece of overcooked chicken and you just kind of, and that finger just pops right off as you're pulling the ring loose, and you do in fact have the ring and separate the finger and drop the hand. Dobbs, go ahead and give me a notice roll again if you don't mind, given that you have such danger sense going on.
Would my danger sense also apply
It
here?
would. It absolutely would. Those who have danger sense. High roll is the spotter, unless you both fail.
I got a 6. Whoa, but I didn't come close to
Damn.
that.
So Ash, you kind of out of the corner of your eye, kind of like you do in your shooting tricks, right? You're sort of watching that spot, and very quickly you see a number of sources of metal, and they're fanning out, and they're moving faster than you would expect, and very low to the ground. Off to the left of the road, but they're clearly fanning out as if they're trying to spread out and maybe flank you.
All right, stay sharp, everybody. Trying to flank us over there on the left, and I immediately pull out my rifle because that's what I do.
Yep. You pull out your rifle and you take a look, and kind of glancing, the one thing that strikes you is you look and actually turn to sort of broadside face it. You see in your monocle some indication that there's like a glow going on over that away.
Oh shit.
Could be more of those damn things from last night. Stay sharp, everybody. Can I try and get a shot off?
You sure can. It's going to be, at this point, it's going to be kind of difficult, sort of long range. So you're going to take -2.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can add the -2, but I can.
Damn.
So still a 12.
Wow. So you
No.
lean back and you kind of trace, and you're going to have to actually lead, and you fire, and you hear almost, it's very distant. You hear the crack of your rifle, and then this kind of kang, almost like when you would target shoot. You hit metal,
Oh shit.
and whatever it was you just shot kept moving. This
I do not like this. I do not like this one bit.
What do you guys do?
I would say we keep Ryan then, and don't
Yeah.
let box us in.
How many do you got to shoot before you get the stuffed bear?
At the sound of Ash's rifle, Nate's ears perk right up, and he sort of pushes himself up off of his cane and reaches for his reins to get back up on his horse.
Okay. Give me an agility check. Let's see how that goes for you. Give me it's going to be easy, so +2. Fling yourself up on your horse.
I didn't add the +2 to that. I didn't realize.
Yeah, so if you did, that would have been a 5. So you fling yourself up in like typical like cowboy acrobat style, kind of just sit up in the saddle and start moving. Trouble is, as you're looking ahead, and I'm guessing John at this point, because he was sort of in the front, Ash is paying attention to the target. You notice that two things very low to the ground, dog-sized almost, maybe, the height off the ground, they cross the road and literally start turning toward you, running dead on toward you. They move incredibly fast.
Well, I don't think we're gonna outrun them, folks.
Well, hell. I swing my rifle around towards the ones coming at us, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a shot. That's gonna be my Someone's running at me like that, I'm taking a shot. Doesn't matter what I think.
So
I'm gonna
you
reach
pull your
over.
rifles.
Sorry,
No, go ahead.
go ahead. I'm gonna reach over and grab the reins on Teddy's horse, and hold on to them.
As you do that, he's white as a ghost, and his lips quivering. Like maybe you're not sure, Nate. He might know what's going on here. His eyes are wide.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. It's more of a comfort thing. It's not like a you're not getting out of here sort of a thing. It's like, hold on, we got this. And I grab over and I grab his reins as I'm on my horse.
Okay, so you grab it. You start. You keep him still. What do the rest of you? Let me deal some initiative cards. So this will work. Come on, roll 20.
Wasted no time tonight getting down to business.
I know, right? This
I
is
know.
right into
We're in it.
I'm gonna have to come back to this other map that I'm on. Hang on. Oop. There we go. I just told it to deal 100 cards and it didn't like that, so you'd be glad. All right, you have your initiative cards. Apparently I can't see what you have, so, ooh, somebody's got my folks have got aces. You've got, John Ivy. It's got the 8 of clubs.
Broken image link.
Yeah.
I'm getting the same
Really?
thing.
That's weird.
Mine worked.
That's a roll 20 thing, maybe. Oh, that's weird. That is happening to me too. So
I took it a bunch of times.
hang on, it's gone. No, you just put up there. You got a 7 of hearts. And Ash, drag your card. I'm gonna drag your card for you up here.
Yeah, I dragged the icon onto the stage. I still can't see it, but evidently you did.
Yep. Hey guys, at roll 20. Why you do us like this?
I can't even
Foundry.
select it.
Yeah.
My-
Yeah, but
mine
Foundry
worked.
doesn't have a deck system. That's what's sad.
Yeah, I can't even like.
No, but they have like an app store, like a plugin store, and so they don't have one natively, but somebody has written one for it.
Oh, nice. All right. So Foundry it is before next time. So your critters are actually going to act first. So as they turn the corner, the 2 in front of you are going to be a separate group. The others are just kind of moving this round. You're not sure what's going on with them because you've turned your attention to the ones in the front. They're going to close the distance, and what you're seeing is hard to believe. So as the sun shines on them, they've got this sort of brass, metally structure to them, but they look like giant scorpions, and they're just rattling their way along the road towards you. And you can sort of see these little gouts of steam coming up out of their tails. Like the end of the tails has got a little pipe on it for exhaust as they rattle their way toward you. As you realize they're moving toward you, I'm going to give you guys one chance to act outside of initiative. What do you do? Or do you proceed as you were?
Nate's gonna hold.
Okay.
I'm spending my time just trying to calm Teddy down so he doesn't freak out and ruin the whole thing.
Give me a persuasion check, please, Nate, because he is right there. It's going to be difficult, so -2, because he is losing his shit. And the width of his eyes, it's like it's like he knows maybe more than he's letting on about what these things are. Yes. Is it coming?
I think he might have froze.
Oh no, he
Shit.
froze.
Oh, that's
He said he was holding.
He's very
Real
serious.
deep in thought.
He's very serious about this holding shit. That's good.
So good, man. I thought he was just a voice actor. I didn't know he was gonna.
Method actor over here.
I like the look of like what?
Some-
Yeah.
Hardcore miming right there.
Yes. Wait. Shit. We
No.
lost him.
No, he's coming.
Oh, we lost him. All right. Hang on.
There he goes. Oh, okay.
Well, we wait for him to come back. Is there a way? Oh, all the rolls.
Boop.
Everything came in
He's
and
back.
all the rolls just
It was literally.
the one you want. That's fine.
All right. I'm gonna go with I guess probably the the first one, which it wouldn't be quite as good of a success, but it is a success nonetheless with a 5. So what do you say to him? Because he's literally pushing himself back in the saddle, almost like he's trying to scramble off the back of his horse.
Eddie, look at me.
Yeah.
You're gonna be all right.
No, you don't understand.
You're gonna be all right.
These are the doctor's machines. We're in trouble, Mr.
Don't
Nate.
worry about them. Don't worry about them. Let Ash and Dobbs take care of it. We're gonna be just fine. Just look
Mr.
here.
Dobbs gonna get torn apart, he says.
He chuckles, laugh lightheartedly.
Nice. And so now we pick up initiative with these things kind of charging in. They have to use their entire move basically to get right in front of you. And so your horses, are you going to stay on the horses or are you going to jump off of them for this combat? How are you going to play it? How's that going to play out?
I'm going to dismount and charge them.
Okay. You throw your leg off of Murph, and Murph you feel him nip at your back as you run past the front of him. He just kind of bites at you as he always does, and you just go charging in. So there are 2 of them coming toward you, Dobbs, and they they're pretty mindless as you're running toward them. It's hard to believe you've never seen anything quite like this, right? They're just kind of clattering toward you, and that black smoke kind of coming out of them, and you can hear the sound of ghost rock burning, which is like this shrill scream. It's almost like a teapot that's fucked up or something. What are you going to do as you charge up to them?
Punch both of them.
Punch. You can only attack one because they're not quite close enough to engage one or to engage both. But you can come up.
They're not close enough together.
No, they're probably about 6 to 8 feet apart.
Because the edge I picked up is 2-fisted, so I get 2 attacks. So I guess I'll punch one twice.
There you go. So you
Instead.
come running up on this thing as it charges toward you. Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me that punchy roll.
Waiting. Boom. And oops.
Jesus.
That second one's nice though.
What was the first of the? Okay, so the first one, you come in and you do punch it. And you hit it right on the armor plating. It's kind of this crong sound, and you leave a hell of a dent, but that's all you do. And the second one, it's almost like your mind recalibrates, and you realize that these plates have a space between them, and you literally just punch down into the apparatus with these whirring gears and things. Go ahead and give me a damage roll. It's going to tear your hand up, though. You won't take any sort of shaken condition. Damn. So you sort of just punch in there, bonus damage accounted for as well. And actually, as it chews your hand, Dobbs, you feel the mechanism stop on your hand. You actually get a fistful of gear. What do you do?
I pull it out and I just like sprinkle it like the little salt guy on the meme.
Give me a
sprinkle out the gears.
give me a strength roll, please.
Strength roll. Where we at over here?
Yeah. So you pull and you kind of struggle and the thing is pushing back against you and you see the tail is about to strike you just as you pull this large gear pop with them and springs and shit shoot out. The one leg kind of twitches and the tail lashes at you, but just kind of falls limply over your shoulder. Sadly, the other one responds in kind as it's going to try to get a little pincher action going on here. Come on, Mr. Roll20. Hang on. You guys having that lag thing that happens every now and again? Or is it just...
Mine's not lagging. It
Okay.
shows you have a 5.
Okay. Did it give me a 5 the first time? Okay.
It give you a 5 the first time.
There it goes. I just heard it. Yeah, so we'll take the 5. So basically, you feel, Dobbs, this... There it goes. Yeah. Okay, that game twice. So you're taking the first one. So you feel the pincher grab your leg. That's going to do 11 damage. How much are you
Does he have
soaking?
to hit my parry?
Shit, that is true. What is your parry? My bad.
8.
Damn. So he snaps at you, and Dobbs, you remember this time when you learned to dance by one of them hoedowns, and you're kind of stomping your feet around just like a dancer as you manage to avoid being snagged. Mike's whole life is lagging. He's with us, so it does in fact miss. And next up, we're gonna go with till I can fix our initiative situation with the cards. I'm going to go with John. John, what are you doing?
After seeing also hearing the metal impact of both Ash's shot and then Dobbs' fist going into it, I'm going to switch tactics and fire a card off at one of them, hoping that does a little more damage. But that is a miss.
So
Damn.
You have bennies. Do you want to use them? Don't forget.
Yes, that is to reroll.
Yes, you can reroll.
Yeah, yes, I will use one. Bam. And that's better.
That's a little better.
Yeah, just a little better.
Yikes.
Okay.
Almost there. I'm working on initiative shit too while we're at it. Nice. So what do you describe this bolt that you're throwing? Your card.
It is. I have my hand at my, revolver, but as soon as I hear that metal, it's a hand up a sleeve and then just throwing a card out, because not saying I always have an ace up the sleeve, but more often than not, I probably do.
Is this one of the fiery cards, or is it like what is it, metal? What is
It's kind of like a green flame card flying at it, impacting it solidly from the looks of it.
Yes. So you, Dobbs, as you're dancing around, you kind of hear this, and there's a sudden clang as the card strikes this scorpion creature. It is actually going to become shaken. So it stops, and you see the kind of the smoke sputter. But it's almost as if this attracted its attention more so than anything, because it suddenly stops snapping at your ankles anyway and shifts toward John. Ash, up next. What do you do?
Is there any way I can see if there's because I noticed that they kind of glow with a little bit of the ghost rock spooky glow. Can I pinpoint where that's coming from on these creatures?
You can. So you look and you see pretty much right in the center, like right behind the mouth, you can see where the plates come together and stretch along the back. And then there's a sort of apparatus that they see through. You can see some whirring gears, and actually interrupted every so often by the mechanism turning is the glow deep inside its body.
Any way I can line up a shot?
I think that's possible. What do you think?
I mean, I'm a sharpshooter by trade, so I hope so.
I think it's going to be a -4 at this distance.
Column shot.
Oh shit!
Is it still that far away?
Yep. No, I'm so sorry, because actually they were running in, weren't they? So no, it would be mid-range, so we'll knock it down to a -2 for the obscured target.
Okay.
-500 considering your shooting skill. How about that?
Well, not today.
Did you apply the -2 to that?
No, it's just so it rolled it as a 4. I don't know if my shooting thing is modifiers due to hindrance. Hold on. Can I just do this? Nope, that's a -20. We don't want that.
You can't like that. -20 works. Yeah.
Oh, it's not letting me add. Maybe I just don't know how to use Roll20 on here yet, but can I try that? Let's see if that worked.
Well, that's a 0.
Yeah,
+2,
I don't.
+2. So yeah, wow. So you shoot, and let me think. You rolled a 2, right? So that's good. You didn't roll snake eyes. So you shoot, and right there, Dobbs, you can hear the clang of a bullet striking. You came close to your mark, but not quite close enough as this thing starts to kind of scuttle toward John, apparently. Up next is Nate. Mr. Nate, what do you do?
Yeah, so Nate sees the battle, the firing that's going on above. He's got Teddy's reins in his hands, and he's trying to calm him down. You said that there was something coming from the sides, right? So Nate wants to look around and see if he can understand sort of what the lay is, and if maybe there's an exit strategy here.
Okay, so you see off to the left, absolutely, there is a pair of these things coming in. That there may be more. You're not sure, but you can see two sources of movement in the underbrush is kind of moving. You know, the little scrub plants and things like that. And every once in a while, a cactus will kind of move. They're a little further out though, so if you hurry, you won't be overwhelmed. Then off to the right, it seems to be pretty clear. You also happen to notice that Teddy, as you're looking around, has slipped off of his horse and is booking it over toward the rocks that are. There's some cover over there, which he is clearly keen to get to, saying something like, I'm sorry, right? Mr. Nate. I'm sorry, Mr. Nate.
Over on the right?
Yeah.
Or on
to the right, okay. Yes. To the right of the road. It's probably 30 yards out. So he's going to have a bit of a haul given all that's going on.
Okay, so Nate's going to swing a leg over the top of his horse, and he's going to smack both of the other horses, his horse and Teddy's horse, in the rear, and send them off to the left. And then he's going to follow behind Teddy to the right and make sure he gets to the cover safely.
You're going to send the horses toward the scorpions?
Not towards the scorpions, but in the opposite direction of where I'm going.
I got it.
Just away. Yeah.
You do. So you and smack him on the ass. You kind of go trotting after Teddy, who is just in an all-out run. And what else? You have an action. You wanna shoot Teddy or anything like that? Please don't shoot Teddy.
No. I mean, game over. Boom.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if there's like a hold for an action or anything like that in this game.
You could, but you're pretty much you'll be back around to it before you know. That brings us back to Dobbs. So Dobbs, you're there. This thing has turned away from you. It was clattering. You were jumping and doing one of your sort of hoedown moves, and it has now moved past you. Its tail's flopping around, headed toward John. John just threw the card, and of course you can see Ash with her monocle down, just ready to punish it. What do you do?
Can I catch it?
You sure can. So you can, it hasn't moved too far, so you can use your move and come right up within reach of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, hold on there, little doggy. I ain't done with you.
Fuck. Okay. So you go over. What are you going to do to it, Dobbs?
I'm just going to like grab it by its tail and then kind of pull it up and just punch it twice in the head.
Okay. So you're going to grab it. Give me a fighting roll to get that grip, to get that grapple going.
5.
Yep. So Wild Die wins. So you grab this thing by the tail. Its metal scales are a little sharp. They're very precisely made, and it kind of hurts your hand. But you do in fact grab it. The thing that you underestimated though is the grip that this thing asserts on the road. So you go to pull, and it's just kind of clinging to the road, maybe kind of some of the rock or whatever that's there. So give me a strength roll. See if you can yank it off its feet. Damn.
Wow.
So you snap it just kind of right off the ground, and it's making all these metal, and you can hear the zzz and the hiss and whine of the ghost rock burning inside of it. And you kind of hold it up, and just the underside of it, it's like almost like a horseshoe crab where the legs are just. You're gonna punch up in there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That'll be your second. We'll take that as your second hit, right?
Hey.
There you go.
Nice.
So your wild die, you got to raise there. Give me damage.
Wow.
I quit.
Wow.
Can we play Monopoly? So Dobbs,
It's a Monopoly guy.
This is your kill, man. What's that like?
He just holds it up by the tail after he yells at it, and it's like all clicking and everything. He just punches straight into it, grabs the ghost rock and rips it out and goes, "Yeah, that's what I was looking for."
Some smoke kind of farts out of it as you do that. Your knuckles are bloody as hell and hurting, but that just is fuel to the fire as you've got this cylinder, and inside of this little thick crystal-like window, you see the burning ghost rock, but the light goes out real slow in your hand. You drop the corpse.
Yep.
Moving around, John. So you look, of course, you see everything that's going on here. You notice that Nate is chasing Teddy down. It doesn't look confrontational, exactly. There are a couple of these things you can see now clearly coming in. They'll be able to engage next round. You guys will get a full round of actions before you have to deal with the next 2 of these. What do you do?
So the first 2 that were down. completely.
You, as far as you know, the first one is down. There's no doubt about the second one.
Yeah, the second one is confirmed
It's literally
kill.
just as you ask yourself that question, it's crumpling out of Dobbs' hand and just kind of on the ground.
I am going to throw another card at the two coming up from a distance, and then as soon as I throw that, I am off to the races, yelling after Nate, like, "Where the hell are you going?"
You're gonna go after him on your horse?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll get your benefit of your movement there. So what's your range on your card?
It is smarts times 2, which is 24 inches, which means
Nice.
48 yards.
Yeah, wow.
So 130 feet.
Right.
So
Somewhere around there.
how give me the cinematics on how you throw this one. That's got to be something special, man. What's that like?
Yeah, this is one where I actually, have to take a little while longer. I actually, do the whole like, okay, and just flick it.
Yeah.
And it just shoots out like a rocket.
Okay. So you throw it and give me a roll. Let's see if you hit.
Well,
There's a 4. No, wait. Yep.
oh, max damage.
Yes. So you throw this thing. You see the card almost like a bottle rocket with a little bit of green glow behind it. And it kind of curves just like you hoped it would. Hits this thing behind a cactus, right? You just kind of round the cactus, and it stutters. It's going to be shaken because of what you've done. It is not, well, you don't know what it stops moving. Let's just put it that way. The other one continues forward, though. You turn your horse and use your move to basically run up on Nate. And as you do, what are you saying? Because those are free actions as you're talking.
I'm just saying, where the hell are you guys going?
Can I respond, or do I have to respond to my turn?
No, absolutely. You can. Yeah, you can respond. It's free time. He's running up. You're running. It's all kind of happened simultaneously.
I'm getting him to safety. He's all right. Go ahead.
Those things? Nah.
No, I'm helping keep it safe. That's cool. No worries.
That's kind of I gotta say. It's fine. He's getting me to safety in these rocks. Right about that time, Teddy has scrambled up the side of a rock, and Nate, he turns to you and just kind of looks down, his eyes wide with fear, and he puts his hand out. Mr. Nate, here. I'm so sorry. Let me help you up. Let me help you up.
I take his hand.
Okay. He pulls you up on the rock. He's got so many of them things running around here, Mr. Nate. I didn't expect we'd have to deal with him. I didn't think you'd know he was coming, he says. You, of course, hear all this, John. What are you doing, Ash?
I think I watched Teddy brutalize those two, so I'm gonna look around. And did they see the one that John also hit?
Yeah, so you would see that card almost like a tracer round going stoing and hit that thing. And there's another one that's just scampering in. It's got you've got your action this round, and it's going to be upon you next. So, what do you do?
Yeah, I'll take a shot at the uninjured one.
Okay.
Again, with my carbine, it's got a pretty good range. So if he's in with 80 feet, I think. So I will again try and shoot at the uninjured one.
Okay. So you kind of take a beat on it as it's just moving in some underbrush, and take just the right, the opportunity and squeeze the trigger. Give me a roll.
Okay. I'm not rolling so well tonight with the shooting, but I got a 5.
Yep. And Wild Eye of Force, you would succeed either way. So you kind of you get a beat on it right where you think you need to be, and you pull that trigger. Go ahead and give me a damage roll.
Holy cow!
Jesus Christ. So
I forgot to tell you we hacked Roll20 for damage today.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's all
barely.
good. So Ash, give me the grandiose death of this thing. What's that look like as you just kapow? What happens out there in the brush?
I think it's a really, really concentrated shot. I think she just takes a second, gets really still, makes sure her horse is still, and then traces the rifle, looks for that little glint of the ghost rock right between the eyes or behind the eyes,
Yeah.
and then just right out the back of the head.
And just really kind of staggering the rest of you as this just as the thing explodes. She hits it right in that cylinder, and whatever pressure it's under releases the power of the ghost rock, and there's literally an explosion that shoots up into the the sunset sky.
Yeah, I sort of cover Teddy's head as that happens, right? Like hand on the back of his head, like get down.
You push
as
him
this
down.
Explosion's going on behind us as he's helping me up the rock.
Okay, so you kind of, both of you duck and look back. It seems fairly quiet. And Ash, just as you kind of things start to settle down a little bit, like as if on cue, this buzzard flies off into the distance, directly toward where you think you might be headed.
Can I get a beat on that thing? Does it look like a regular old bird?
It does not. Now that you mention it, you watch it, and the thing is, it's trailing a little bit of smoke. Little.
Yeah.
It flies like a normal bird for the most part, but yeah, you might be able to shoot it. That is going to be difficult. You're going to have a -2. And my headphone cable is wrapped around my chair, so I'm about to... Shit. All right. We'll figure that out later.
I can actually get this thing to do it at a -2 this time. Let's see.
For fuck's sake.
I don't think that matters.
No, that's with the -2. Talk about some... So, Ash, you literally... This is like a pastime from when you were a kid, is shooting buzzards, right? And you just like ding, 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 pow! And what's interesting is it's flying and it had turned just a little bit, and you take its head right off and just see its body just and hit the ground with a crunch.
Huh. Usually there's more blood than that.
No feathers fly. Yeah.
Plummets straight down.
It's a weird
Crunch.
day. Yeah, I just want to check back in with the group too. I feel like I lower the gun, then I'm like, oh, where is everybody?
Dobbs, why are you rolling smarts and succeeding, first of all?
Because I don't know what kind of bird that is. It's kind of scary.
You don't know. I'm going to say you're convinced it's a condor.
Okay. As long as there ain't no geese.
You've never seen a
I was
condor.
gonna say, no mechanical goose. So
Bean goose.
He's got geese we're leaving.
So, go ahead, Ash.
Oh, is that other one still around? Is that other thing that John hit but didn't
It is
hit?
still out there.
Anybody see where that thing go?
Can I make a notice check to figure out where it went?
You sure can. Yeah. So you kind of glance out, and of course John could tell you right where it is, but he's over talking to Nate and Teddy. You kind of glance and you can see a little bit of smoke if you wait a second, and it's, again, the smoke is accentuated by the pastels of the sunset. So you see where you think it must be. It just doesn't seem to be moving.
How far away is it?
Probably about 200 feet from you, up in some bushes, on the other side of some bushes.
All right, I'm gonna go run it down,
Okay.
or try to. I'm not gonna get that far, obviously. 200 feet.
Yeah. So, compressing time a bit, Dobbs, you head out there. What's going on back over by the rocks with Teddy and Nate and John? What's happening over there?
now that it's settled down, I kind of tell them, looks like it's all clear. You fellas all right to come off that rock? All the big scary bugs are gone.
He ain't got no shortage of them things out here, Mr. John, he says.
Well, we ain't gonna live up here on this rock forever, are we?
He kind of looks around and looks at Nate, almost like, are we?
I told you it'd be just fine. They took care of it. Look at Dobbs over there.
Dobbs is
fine.
skipping as he runs.
Just like, oh, you killed a bunch, dude.
Blood coming off his hands.
It's like you guys have got your own grape ape, Biggly.
Everything's going to be just fine, Teddy.
Don't worry. The more you see Dobbs in action, the more confident you'll be like the rest of us.
You keep saying that, but you don't understand. Them things are just out here to watch and protect. I've seen them when I come in here before for Mr. Footley, and they don't never do nothing like that. Well, we might be in
You
trouble.
ever see him handled like this, though?
No, I don't expect I have.
There we go. We'll be fine. Dr. Alexander is going to enjoy our company. He's going to love and be a great host to us, I'm sure. Who wouldn't like this group?
Yeah.
Nate just flashes a smile.
He looks at you, and you can tell he's taking a shine to you. Like he's like you're his big brother or something. And despite the fact that you may actually be a little younger than him, so Dobbs, kind of back to you as you're skipping out there, and you stop, and you almost like when you're hunting rabbits with your knife, and a coyote had come up, and you just take it out with your knife, or maybe snap its neck for fun, or whatever Dobbsy thing you decide to do, and you look. And there's this thing, it's jittering. You can hear the grinding of gears. And you can see the slight green glow. It's almost like there's some residual glow from that card.
All right. Well, I'm going to... You said, residual green glow from the card.
Maybe. You don't know. I mean, you're not, you know.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that but once. Well, I'm going to go try to get me some Ghost Rock for Jennifer. See if I can't, find this thing's heart and take it out.
So you step around this bush and kind of look down at this thing, and you notice that its legs seem to be messed up. You're not sure what that means. Its tail is still arched. It's not relaxed at all, if relaxing is a thing a machine can do. And as you walk, I mean, there's no emotion, there's no sense of pain, there's no, it's not having nervous reactions or anything. It's clearly John broke a part of the mechanism.
All right. I'll probably just be like, roses are red, violets are blue. You can hide, but I'll find you. And and I'll see if I can't smash it.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm going to deal. There we go. I got our initiative working right, too. So, Dobbs, you are actually going to gain the initiative over this critter. So you move up on it and give me your fighting roll.
I'm going to spend a Benny.
You're going to spend a Benny? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
much better.
Well played. So you step in, and what do? You're going to try to grab it like the last one, or what? Punch it? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, try to pick it up with one hand and punch it with the other one.
Okay. Reach in. That seemed to work pretty well. Give me the requisite. Actually, I'm going to negate the strength roll because its legs are not able to grip. So you kind of reach in and snatch, almost like you would a rattlesnake in its hole or something. You snatch this thing by the tail and pull it up. And go ahead and give me your punch roll. Nice. And in fact, you do punch it. So you're holding this thing and it's swaying in your hand, and you kind of line up your punch and just almost like one of those video games with the punching bag on it,
Terrible damage.
And just like the video game with the punching bag, you punch it and knock it out of your own hand. And you kind of and dent the shit out of it, and it goes flying off to the side. And something, sadly, has been knocked loose in this, as it soaks the damage and proceeds to kind of get up and start limping toward you like it wants some.
Oh, cool. Now it's a fair fight.
And it is going to attempt. Let's see if Roll20 will show me. You guys will have to tell me what he gets if it doesn't show me. It's going to attempt tail. Ooh, I heard that.
Snake eyes.
Oh, geez, come on now. So the beautiful thing is the good news is, the bad news is, GM has, the Marshal has bennies. I would love to spend one, but I can't because it was snake eyes. You cannot spend a benny in a critical failure.
One thing you can't.
Dobbs, what happens? How does it critically fail as it lashes out?
Well, it probably thought it was about the thing, and then the gear slipped, and it was like...
I think your punch dislodged something, and as it lashes out, and with the strength of the blow, it rips its own tail off, just like, and whatever damage you did finally gives way, some pin that you broke or something, and the tail clatters down at your feet, and the camera pans from the kind of jerking tail at your feet up to your face. What do you do?
I'm gonna punch it.
You have 2 punches this time, right? Is that every round? You could just do that whenever the fuck you want? God damn.
Yeah, 2-fisted.
I'm gonna get you in a boxing match.
Yeah, Dobbs is actually Latin for punch whatever you want.
All punching all the time. APAT. Boom.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, so your first punch lands, and it has no
Boom.
tail now. Your second punch as well. Give me 2 damage rolls.
I just remember when Mike said, we have a Dobbs.
Oh,
Yeah, but Dobbs.
fuck. So Dobbs, as you
For
basically
the rest of us.
just bash in the head, and the first one's the worst, and the second one just kind of bang in there. Your hands are mutilated from punching metal like this. You are bleeding all over the place.
What I like.
Yeah, and it's literally like you just fought a wild mountain lion or something. You do indeed snap the cylinder out and take out this the ghost rock cylinder.
The camera probably just sees me pick it up and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, you just whoop, pop it in there. So Dobbs, you make it back. What's going on at the camp during this? You can hear this kind of plang, clong, clang, clong, clang from off in the bushes, guys. What are you? The rest of you guys
As soon
doing?
as I hear that, I'm just it's taken care of. Just
Yep.
puts the rifle away, starts rolling a cigarette, and just kind of watching in the distance as I imagine I see like just little bits of like Dobbs's limbs just like going. So I'm just kind of watching, just
The little dust cloud
Open.
parts
Yeah.
flying out.
Flang, ting. And then at some point you see that sort of hulking shadow lumbering around this cactus, right, with the sunset behind him, with his shoulders slumped as they do when he's not ready to kill. You reconvene around the rock. You notice Murph is sidling up next to Ash's horse. Ash's horse hates that, of course. It's almost like something Murph does on purpose. What do you guys do? You're in the middle. There's a road there leading, you suppose, toward this Ratchet Ranch.
I'm gonna whistle for the other horses and just kind of offer you guys, I don't know, getting onto the horse and then off the rock would be easier if you guys need help getting off the rock.
since when did you become a damn gentleman, John?
Yeah, once in a while I try.
Well, shit, I didn't know you fancied Teddy that much.
Hey,
Nate,
we're protecting him as I realize I'm about to say something that I don't want to say in front of him.
yeah, Nate's in the middle of this story and he's just totally engrossed. And it was there, like this grilled chicken. Man, it was the best damn chicken I had ever had in my life. I will never, the rest of my life, have something just as dainty as that was. It was incredible. You ever had chicken out in Louisiana? Because if you haven't, I reckon you go and visit.
Mr. Nate, are you ill? He says. Are you all right? He pats you on the shoulder. Did you not see what's going on? Look, here comes Mr. Dobbs. He's bleeding all over the place. He's bleeding like a stuck pig. Look at him. Dobbs is
Nate just
walking
kind of like calls over his shoulder, "Welcome back, Dobbs." And they had this ale that went along with it. I mean, I don't drink myself, but it smelled fantastic.
Yeah, that's nice, Mr. Nate. I appreciate that.
So,
Dobbs is
any
frozen now.
y'all,
No,
any
he's
y'all
moving.
have any idea what in the tarnation those things were?
Nate
Seems
stands
like-
up straight and pats Teddy on the back. Teddy knows exactly what those were. Why don't you go ahead and tell him, Teddy?
Enlighten me.
Why don't you give me a intimidation roll since you haven't made one yet, Ash?
So it's funny that you say that because I actually, for my advancement,
Did you?
increased my
Oh, yes.
intimidation stat
Nice.
because you always make me roll it.
Super
Nice.
intimidation.
Very soon she's going to terrify everyone. Oh, wow. More
Yes.
so than usual. He doesn't even beat around the bush. This doctor ain't no normal doctor. That's how come him to have all these strange gadgets and weapons. He makes these things. He makes these things on his ranch. He calls it Ratchet Ranch. And you're likely to run into a lot worse if you wander off the road. And what I don't know is why these things attacked, because sometimes they just follow and come in, and it's like they're watching. It's like they're watching and reporting back or something. I know it sounds crazy.
Right.
I know it sounds like some kind of hoodoo voodoo, but it's true, Miss Ash. It's true.
You know what? I'm more inclined to believe you because I know you wouldn't want to upset Mr. Dobbs or myself.
You're damn straight right about that. I don't want to be hit or spit on or shot in the face. Right, Mr.
That's
Nate?
a
We've
wise
talked about
man.
this.
My eyes. Oh, God.
I was just gonna say what I am a bit curious about though is you said you knew these things were here. Why didn't you tell us? It's not hard. We're trying to protect you, sir. Come on.
Well,
It's freaking
I
whatever those
didn't
things
expect they'd
are.
be violent. I didn't expect they'd be violent. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was my mistake. I won't make another one.
No, you won't. Because if you do, I'm likely to get mad. You haven't seen me mad yet.
He gulps and glances over, and there's bloody-handed Dobbs kind of walking back from his wet work or metal work or whatever you want to call it.
But as we're talking about food, I'm getting hungry, and so like as this exchange is going on, Nate walks over to his horse and grabs out some jerky, and he's chewing on it. And so Ash just gets done intimidating the shit out of Teddy, and she kind of turns around, and Dobbs over there cleaning himself up, and Teddy just offers him some jerky, or Nate offers Teddy some jerky.
You're chewing. We got a mouthful just to chew him. Want some?
Now, Teddy, I got one more important question for you, though. Are there bigger ones these that we need to be worried about? Are there any more of these contraptions? And then I kind of like go a different train of thought. Are there bigger ones we could ride? Because that would be something.
Yeah.
Nate points at him like, that's a good idea.
Well, yes. One of the things that the Futley brothers use him for is to make special trains. He got a hankering for tinkering, and he makes coaches that run on Ghost Rock. He made a damn train that run on Ghost Rock. It may be still parked there.
Damn.
It don't need no track. It don't need no track, Mr. John. I seen it. I seen it move.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get over there. I want to see this from my own two eyes.
Apparently, we're waiting for Mr. Nate to finish this jerky, Mr. John, he says.
Daddy shoves the rest of it in his mouth. All right. Let's get a move on.
Now, Ash, I don't mean to brag, but technically I got 4, but you and John were partially responsible, so I count that as 3, and I'll give you 1.
I mean, I counted 2 for myself, but it's all right if you count the bird. I not the.
Oh
bird.
well, you ride. The bird does count. So those 3 to 2.
Yeah,
3 to 2.
not my best day, but I'm gonna have to practice shooting through metal, I guess, because that's the thing now. Yeah.
Could be. That's a good idea. We need some like what that called, like piercing bullets, like armor piercing bullets.
Now, Teddy, I don't think I've ever heard that term before, but I like the way your mind works. You are just an inspiration constantly.
Inspiration. You have to tell me how to spell that. I'm gonna put that in my book.
Poem number 2.
He pulls out his book and he kind of licks the end of the pencil. He tries to inspirate.
Just sound it out. You got it.
Okay, I think I might have it.
And remember what we talked about? The TION is the shun sound there at the end. You got that?
Yeah, like when the train gets to the station.
Yeah,
I got it.
Honestly, it was such a good day for you. It's insane.
I'm telling you, I keep this up, I'll be able to read.
You can write, but you can't read.
Thank you for joining the Weird West Reading Rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. With
Look
Mr.
at all
Dobbs.
phonics. Looking for me.
Literally, Ash stares off into the distance, contemplating the fact that he literally just said that he can write, but he can't read.
I believe it.
We love our Dobbs.
And you notice at moments like this that Teddy gets quiet and introspective, almost like he's wondering, between Nate's overly cool, calm, collected nature and moments that are unseemly, and Dobbs' primordial, whatever Dobbs is, he's like a force of nature. So as you're there, it's starting to get a bit darker now that things are settled down. You guys have a quick meal, and Dobbs, you patch your knuckles up to some degree. You've got them wrapped up at this point because they were bleeding pretty good after punching these scorpions. What's next?
Well, I suppose, Teddy, you said you've been here before. Where's this doctor live?
He just follows down the road. The road dead ends into the ranch. He got it cut in the side of a rise, and that's where he's got his workshop.
Well,
How
I do
much
not
farther-
like the idea of staying out here after dark with those things
Some-
prowling around.
Does he happen to have some sort of password or something like that you're supposed to announce yourself with so that things don't get violent?
Well, I brought a letter with me from the Futley brothers that was given to me to take to him, and I had to answer a bunch of questions to get in, of course, but that seemed to be good enough. I ain't never come here without business, if I'm being honest.
Well, we got business, so that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash just looks at her arm. Like,
I'm pretty sure that Nate would know just what to say in these situations.
You
flatter me,
He
Dobbs.
sighs.
I ain't no poet. That's you.
And situation has a TION on it too. I know.
I'm just so proud. Gonna make me blush. I'm so proud.
It's like a proud mother. You press
Like a really
on down the
dumb
road. Yeah. Do you press on down the road? How do you approach? He does. Somebody asked how far out it is. He does answer that question. I expect from here probably about another 2 miles maybe down the road.
I say we keep going. Pay the good doctor a visit. I'm not about to spend the night out here with those things prowling about. No, sir.
I'm gonna bring one of them with
Agreed.
us.
Right about this moment, as you say that, Dobbs, you're about to get on your horse and get moving, right? And you feel a warm sensation of Murph pissing all over your foot as you're standing just... And he side-eyes you when you look up at him. Like, what, fucker? That's what it says to you, as he kind of challenges you. And the reason he can do that, because normally horses pee straight down, but he's got that weird leg, and so he's kind of crooked.
All right.
He says you get on him, and he kind of twitches his ear at you.
It's a good thing I respect your ass.
You make your way down the road, and about a half mile down, you find the rest of the body that should have been attached to the hand still and probably doing something other than laying there stinking. Corpse is bloated, not moving around, not offering any kind of, advance. It's dressed in some rough clothes, not gentleman's garb at all, just some, rough leathers, mismatched kind of situation, dirty suit pants and that sort of thing. You just kind of ride past it, you check it out, what do you do?
I just kind of look back kind of from where we came and be like, made it further than I would have thought. Nate, you gonna check the rest of the body out, I should say?
Yeah, Nate, why don't you figure out if he had any souvenirs on him you might want to keep?
Oh, disrespectful. Disrespecting the dead like that. They deserve more. Nate kicks his leg over the horse and he pulls out the wedding band and he sticks it in the pocket of the man. And he sort of sets the man upright. I think maybe we should say a few words.
I was waiting for you to take
Extra
the jacket.
Benny to Nate, ladies and gentlemen. That gave me chills. Okay, so what? Who's gonna say the words? Is you gonna let Dobbs say the eulogy?
It's got a rhyme, Dobbs.
Got a rhyme?
All proper eulogies rhyme, Dobbs.
Well, I don't know. I guess he's got a wedding ring, maybe. Normally I think about these things. It's a pressure. I don't know. I can't do it that fast.
Nate claps him on the shoulder. He's like, it's all right, big guy. It's all right. You were torn apart in life. May you find your togetherness in the afterlife.
That was pretty, Nate. I think I might cry a little bit.
Teddy's got his
Dobbs will
hat.
shed a little tear.
Yeah, Teddy's got his hat over his chest and just kind of nods, pats you on the back. You're one of the good ones, Mr. Knight. Hey,
Ash just stifles a laugh.
it looks like he's still got his wallet, he says under his breath. You guys hear him, but it's clear he hoped you didn't as he leans into Nate.
Hey, Mr. Nate, any identifying papers on this poor son of a gun? So we can find that beautiful wife of his he left behind. Return that ring.
The ring was given to him in holy matrimony. The ring stays. But I think his wife could probably do with the extra cash, on account of the food and all. So Nate reaches down and rifles through and looks for some sort of identification.
You rifle through, and what's crazy is as you do that, all the bugs, and there's a spider that kind of comes running from up in his pants. He's bloated and gross, and you pull out the wallet. It's just a little thin strip of leather, right? That barely holds his stuff together. And he's got $7 in there. Pretty set for a dirt bag like this, right? And he's got a handful of bullets. He's got a pistol on his side, a 6-shooter. But really not much else. I mean, there weren't really ID cards or anything like that, The one thing that you do find is he's got himself around his neck a tooth mounted on a brass ring. And it's got some kind of carving, like some sort of Native American artwork carved very precisely on the side of it. It's a nice piece, you think to yourself. Not many of those around.
So I leave his gun and his money with him, but I do take off the necklace.
Okay. It's on a leather thong, so you kind of snap it.
Yep. This looks like it meant something to him, and I think that he'd want somebody else to have it.
As you guys are looking him over, I mean, it's clear his wounds. I mean, he has just been stabbed and pinched to death. His leg is just ripped wide open. He bled out here, from best you can tell from the stains on the ground. Trying to run, no doubt, from these things. Give me a notice check, though, those of you who are not tending to the corpse. Not affected by your trouble sense. Damage.
I still have alertness, so I still get my +2.
Yep. So Ash, you kind of look around. You notice there's a lot of fresh traffic here. It actually looks like some horses rode through here recently. You need tracking to follow beyond this spot, but you can tell that the ground's pretty eaten up. It's almost like maybe this guy was left behind trying to catch up with someone. Maybe others made it. Or you may find a pile of bodies in another half mile.
Now, gentlemen, it seems to me that the good doctor might have another group of visitors, judging by the tracks here. Don't know if that bodes well for us, dropping in unannounced. Say, keep your eyes up. Get ready for trouble when we get there.
Us in trouble? Can't believe it. We'll find our way. I'm sure we'll have a good discussion with them.
I mean, hey, Teddy, any chance any of the Futley crew would have come through here recently?
It's possible. He sent me here a time or two. I don't recognize
how many
that
people
fella,
normally
though.
ride in his posses?
It depends, Mr. John. Sometimes it's quite a number. He could marshal an army if he had to.
Is there any way I can take a couple minutes to investigate the tracks and see if I can get a rough estimate?
Yeah, you have tracking?
No.
Yeah, you can roll. You can,
Well, then no.
You can roll unskilled, which is your D4, and that's going to be -2. But you can give it a shot. No.
No idea.
You get You're amazed that you could tell more, and as you kind of, especially as dark as it's getting, you take a couple steps on. You know it's more than 2 horses, but that's about as far as it goes. And they went that way. You know that for sure.
Well, it was more than 2 people, and they went that way. That's for sure.
Wow.
Well,
It's like you're speaking from the heart.
Like, yeah.
how about we take it a little safer than our normal tradition here? Maybe we ride up, get maybe half mile out. Teddy, maybe you can help us with that. And why don't we take it nice and quiet on foot from there, if possible?
And perhaps, now I don't know if this is me being overly cautious, but maybe we leave Teddy behind, stash him in a safe spot, because, we wouldn't want to get him in any trouble with the Futleys and his crew. Face
Nate,
is
watch-
recognizable as his.
Yeah, Nate watches Teddy's face to try to read what he's feeling.
Teddy's going to make a roll. Teddy's going to make a spirit roll. What did Teddy get? Wow, okay.
He's spirited, all right.
Miss Ash, I'm not going to let you do that. I'm the only one that's been here. Worst comes to worst, he knows me. I might could help. I'd be happy to stay behind, but if all of you die, I'm as good as dead too. I need to make sure you're all right, and if you go down, well, maybe it's meant to be that I go down with you. He looks to Nate for approval. Every few of those last words kind of glances over.
It's a very brave thing you done there, Teddy, and we really appreciate it.
And I didn't think the men still found me this charming.
She says as she takes a big pull of her cigarette and
Belches in your arm.
yeah, I got to start rolling for that for the beginning of each session. But yeah, your symptoms are you're kind of it's at least a nice dry air. It keeps you from coughing too much. What do you guys do?
Press on.
All right, everybody on horse. So do you proceed? You mentioned leaving your horses. Right.
Yeah, I think John had suggested getting closer and then leaving our horses as we got within semi-walking distance.
Yeah,
so
maybe half mile.
There's no shortage of rocks and things around here, and so you find a particularly nice outcropping of rocks. As you can see, it's kind of shadowed, and it seems like a decent enough place to leave your horses for the most part. You think? So you take them over there, kind of dismount. What do you bring with you? So obviously you're just your typical carrying stuff. You have any extra gear that you bring off your horses? Hemp rope, bullseye lantern, 10 torches.
No, Nape's got his old
pack.
hand-me-down
6
6-shooter and his cane, and a whole lot of charm.
Fair enough. So tell me how you approach. So it's about a half mile out, you would think. Now Teddy, of course, is he has a map to someplace, but you're relying on his directions. You're just gonna walk down the road side by side.
I guess I would try and sneak ahead a little bit and move quietly. See if I can get a beat on the ranch itself.
Let's everybody have stealth rolls, please, and let's see how this goes. So we'll cover the distance with just 1 to keep it clean, easy.
I could just picture us all walking shoulder to shoulder, like the Devil's Rejects.
Hot damn, John.
Damn, everybody.
No, not me.
Oh, no, no.
John's damn near invisible.
But I'll spend a Benny to re-roll that.
I'm sure they go, duh.
We walk single file to hide our numbers.
Nice.
I got it.
That's better. So Teddy, moves pretty damn quickly, right up there with John. Pretty spry or sly for a carpenter, you'd think, as he kind of moves. You notice something about the way he walks. He's real smooth, you think. I mean, moving from plant to plant, rock to rock. Dobbs, you're kind of in the back, right? Just because you're a bigger dude and it takes you a little more time. This strikes you even. Like, he looks like, I don't know, like he's done this before. You close the distance and basically come up on sort of a gentle rise off to the side of the road, moving from sort of cactus to cactus. Interestingly, there's not a whole lot more in terms of resistance. As you crest the rise, you sort of look down, and it's pretty interesting. The road sort of dips and goes directly... Oops, sorry. I'm trying to show you guys a map here. You guys should be able to see that, right?
Fancy.
Yeah. So
Beautiful map.
the road sort of dips down as you guys come in here. Sorry that Teddy's like 10 times the size of you guys. I didn't make him an icon yet. He's not actually a giant or anything. But there's this wooden sort of fort that's built right up against this mesa. And then literally there's this cave that looks to be maybe natural in some ways here in the back. Let me make sure that the view for the stream is sensible. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a zoom way out. Sorry, hang on, give me a second. Sorry, guys. You see what's going on here. There we go. There we go. So you kind of approach this rock, and Teddy says, "It's right down there." You can see the telltale sign of torches or lanterns or something like that, kind of burning at the corners, and you can in fact see the shadows of people walking along the fort walls. It's kind of classic sort of Civil War military fort by appearance. The thing that's weird though is you can hear this kind of whistle, familiar whistle of ghost rock burning. It makes a very distinct sound no matter how you burn it, but this is lower. Like maybe there's more of it, like kind of reverberating on the canyon. What do you guys do?
Teddy, does the kind doctor normally have people patrolling his fort?
No, sir. He lives alone. Well, I mean, him and his contraption.
I'll have more questions about that later. But Futley Brothers, does that look? Is that your guess? They ride with the Futley Brothers up there?
All I see is shadowy men. I don't know. The folks who ride with Futley Brothers, I mean, they're everybody from Mexican folks, white folks, Indians, everybody.
Sounds like it's the Futley Brothers.
You see him literally just tighten. This ain't gonna be good if it is. This ain't gonna be good.
I think we're gonna be just fine, Teddy. In fact, how do y'all gentlemen think we should go about knocking on the door? Think we should just roll on up in there, or I'm thinking I want to hang back a little bit, see if I can pick a couple of them off from here if need be.
If we could circle around on that mesa, we might be able to drop down in there.
We're looking for the doctor's help. I don't know that going guns a-blazing is the best way to win his good graces.
And Mr. Dobbs, all due respect, I don't favor heights at all. I wish you guys could hear the music that just came on. I gotta fix that. It's so fucking hilarious. I'm gonna let it play for the benefit of those watching later.
Nate, are you thinking more of one of them Trojan horses situation? Can we pretend that well, maybe not even pretend as much, but we're injured and coming to see the doctor?
Ooh, my hands is kind of tore up. I could just walk up there, see if he can give me a hand.
Ash just looks at her bandaged arm, so upset about this suggestion.
I think there's a time for fighting, and there's a time for diplomacy.
Right.
And
like
if
that.
the diplomacy fails, then it's time for fighting.
Time to fight.
Is it?
We
is
said
it
it at
like
the same time.
That song? That song. I remember some kind of song like "Gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to run."
Yep, that's a song from 200 years in the future. You got it, Dobbs.
It's like it just came to me like angels on high.
Little did we know that Kenny Rogers did a cover song
Where he got the idea, the story. Good
From
story.
Dobbs.
of
Been
Dobbs' Uncle
handed
Willie.
down. He found my book.
Now, Dobbs, remind me to purchase you an instrument next time we are in a civilized town.
The triangle.
Oh, that'd be awesome. My daddy used to play one of those when it was time to eat.
Well, so how we doing this? Teddy and I, or sorry, Dobbs and I go up first with our injuries, or
I think if we go up
Oh,
with
wait.
you and kind of helping you along as if we
Hold
found
on.
you on the road injured.
What if I carry her up there in my arms, like she's really hurt, and then I could just cradle her? You know what I mean? And it would look completely inconspicuous.
Dobbs, I think that you might get a little too excited and throw Ash at somebody.
I wouldn't
Probably
throw
best.
Ash. She'd shoot me in the head. I'm not stupid.
I would shoot you in the head if you did try and throw and or drop me.
I would never.
These old bones can't take that kind of punishment.
My dad had taught me how to be nice to a woman.
Now you're getting too sweet on me. This is uncomfortable.
I looked at Teddy. Teddy, now, are they going to recognize you on sight?
The Dr. May, Dr. Mine. I don't know who those men are. I can't see them from here. And you're kind of, he's down and whispering, like, because you're behind a rock, not too far away, really. I mean, if I'm face to face with Dr. Alexander, yeah, I think you would. And they might have sent somebody here looking for me.
All more reason
Adds
for you
up.
to hang back for now.
He nods.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I could take my shotgun out of my holster, and Ash could put her rifle in it, and then if I'm carrying her, she could draw it right out of my holster. Should she need to?
Did you ever read a book called The Art of War? Because I feel like your strategizing is just so adept.
His plan to
Dobbs,
I
what
fight a
love-
lot.
His plan to blow up a random bridge that didn't actually exist between where you were and here was my favorite from last time. We can
Now
blow up a
remember-
bridge.
Dobbs, we're not trying to fight. That's a backup plan.
Right.
We're going to go in there. We're going to try to be amenable and discuss our way through the situation. Maybe these gentlemen are just friends of the doctor and they're no threat.
Now, here's my only reservation about the brilliant plan that Dobbs has just laid down. Because honestly, I'm pretty much all in favor of that, except that, I mean, as flattering as all of you gentlemen are to me on a daily basis, which I do thank you, I'm not a charismatic woman. And sending me in to do any amount of talking is just not my bag. And I don't know if Mr. Dobbs is up to the task neither, so
Oh, I think perhaps you pretending to be unconscious might be a great idea. And then we can come up with you saying that we got attacked out on the road.
Miss
But
Ash,
if I fake being unconscious, I wouldn't be able to carry her.
Not you, Dobbs. That'd be Ash.
Oh,
Be
would
unconscious
go
in your
well.
arms, which is why you would have been carrying her.
right. Which would prevent
Because
me
her
from
arm
fighting.
hurts.
Right, it'd prevent me from fighting. And I promise I won't do nothing unless Ash tells me to, or somebody.
I'll take that.
Nate, John, what are you guys? You all in for this? Because not that I like going into the belly of the beast, but seems like a good shot.
Don't worry. Nate can talk himself in and usually out of anything.
I've never been unsuccessful yet. I'm still here.
And for that, I am eternally grateful.
Dang.
So, up we go.
So, what do you do at the end of the day? You're there at this time. By the time you kind of arrived and had this conversation and did some reconnoitering, it's probably 8:30. So it's good and dark, starry, clear sky. You see the moon, which is obviously is why you can see these folks walking on the fort.
I like the shotgun holster idea, but I also have a pistol, so I could. Jobs, if you want to keep your shotgun. I can use my pistols because
You're
we're going to
pretty
be close
good with
range
that
anyway.
rifle, though.
I'm pretty good with the rifle.
A lot better with that rifle than I am with a shotgun.
Fair enough. 2 guns is better than 1, I always say. So
What
Well,
are we gonna do with Teddy?
I think
Jack
Teddy,
is
if
butt down.
you hang out
Oh, yeah.
here and stay safe and quiet.
Did you guys give Teddy a gun? I can't remember if you did or didn't.
Mm-mm.
No. Okay. Yeah. You're like, no,
I look
no.
Teddy in the eyes. Are you gonna be all right by yourself, big guy?
Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll stay right here. I'll stay right here. I mean, if it gets crazy, I mean, if you give me a gun, I could help.
What do you think, Mr. Dobbs? Do you want to let Mr. Smith take hold of that shotgun for a bit, just for safekeeping while we go in?
I got a better idea. And Nate reaches in and pulls out his only gun. And he hands the revolver to Teddy and cradles his hands as he hands it to him. Teddy, you have a very important job to do. Your job is to keep us safe. If anything goes crazy, anything goes south, I'm counting on you. We're relying on you.
Persuasion roll, and your level of success will determine how well he acts under pressure.
You got it. Wow, that could have gone a million times better.
And almost could have gone worse. You narrowly avoided a critical failure.
Can I have 5 bennies. Can I just
You can. That's
I'm
what
just
they're
gonna-
for, man. That's what they're there for. Spend those bennies.
we're gonna go ahead and just
Erase that like it never happened.
we're gonna how do I get this out of the way? Move. Okay, we're gonna drop one of those bennies on the table. We're gonna try that again.
Wild die saves you that time, though.
Yeah.
So he nods. I've been in tough situations before, Mr. Nate. I may come across a little bit of greenhorn, but I got what you're saying. And he stares right into your skull, and there's a side of Teddy that's you weren't expecting there. There's a little bit of fearsomeness under the surface.
Me not probably perceiving that just as now, Teddy, there's nothing wrong with shooting as long as the right people get shot. Just keep that in mind.
He nods. He's thinking that one over. He doesn't have a holster, so he just hangs onto the gun, kind of lets it slack at his side, sits down on the rock there.
Now, do you think we should be lighting torches like normal folk would as they're coming up on a place like this? Kind of walk out and then light our torch and walk up?
Hell, if we're going with the whole injured and desperate angle, maybe not.
That's my thinking. Tell them we were ambushed on the road, a few miles up.
Fair enough.
I'll come screaming, help. See where we go from there.
Grab some dirt, sand, and just kind of like put it over myself a little bit. Look, been kind of roughed up a little bit more, or at least hit the ground after falling off my horse.
Yeah, so you get kind of dirtied and prepare your approach. Anybody else make any special preparations? Dobbs, do you look worse for the wear? You are dirty as hell and bloody, and you got your own blood and somebody else's guts and shit from your fight with the zombies. You haven't bothered to wash.
That's just the MO, man.
Yeah.
That's like my normal gear.
Yeah. All right. So you approach. So tell me how you go about that. So that the path there leads up. It kind of there's that sort of moat-ish area and a slight incline leading up to the wooden palisade sort of gate, which is in fact closed. It's probably just got a big bar across it on the other side.
Yeah, I think Teddy would, or not, Nate would take the lead, right? So he's in front, he's arms up, right? No jacket on, so he's got his vest. You can see he's got no holster on. He's got no weapons of any sort.
Okay.
Cane in one hand, other hands up in the air, and he sounds just troubled, right? Help! Help! Help, guys! Help! I'm so sorry, my friends. We were ambushed. I think she needs help. She needs help. Help! And he's walking
so you
up,
just
showing
walk
like
up
signs
loud.
of. Yep.
Okay.
Just a whole charade.
Who else is with you? Are you all in a group? How does that? What does that look like?
I mean, I assume I'm letting Dobbs carry me.
Okay, so you and Ash, you were just fuming. He's carrying you. He's a strong dude, and you're just there like, my God, really? But so you've got the shotgun tucked in his shoulder harness, right? So you,
Yeah, the
Dobbs.
rifle and the shotgun harness.
Dobbs, what about you? Are you carrying a weapon, or are you just kind of just carrying, or are you not trying to?
Carrying a weapon.
I have 2 pistols, but I mean they're like in my holsters
Okay.
or whatever. I don't normally draw those.
Yeah, as we get closer, I'm going to kind of fake limp up towards Nate and just kind of fall more on my knees on the ground. And I'm going to actually reach for my gun and hold it. I don't know how you do it, but hold it so it's like upside down, cradled on it. Like clearly I can't even shoot it from this angle. So they can see a gun. They see I have it up.
Okay.
It's in my hand, but I can't actually shoot it.
So since Ash is being carried, I'm going to let her make the persuasion roll, and she's going to get a whopping +2.
Why not?
Wow.
To represent
Even-
their belief here. The persuasion roll just kind of as a blanket thing, right? Covers all that sort of stuff.
Oh no, I only have a D4 in this, so
50-50.
I'll let you roll who has got the highest
there
die
you
code
go.
there.
Oh
Did you get
yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
That's pretty good.
yeah, I'm doing absolutely nothing. I'm just sitting there with my Stetson low over my eyes, just peeking out, just not moving.
Yes.
Stick your tongue out of your
You are
mouth
so
to really sell it.
Yeah,
You are so convincing. And for the first time, you're kind of slack there, and your arm still hurts like hell now that you really think about it. It's not hard to act fucked up because you are. But you guys are calling out. This guy here just sort of makes his way over, like he's trying to sort out what's going on. And of course, this guy stands right over the gate, and he calls out, "Hey there! Stop where you are! Stop moving! I shoot!"
Yep, Nate's hands right up. Yeah, we're here. I'm sorry. Just help her. Help her, please. Please don't let her die, please.
What's going on? What happened?
We were ambushed. We were ambushed down the road there by some man. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at their face, but she's hurt. She's hurt real bad.
Some men, he says. What kind of men?
I don't know. There was 4 or 5 of them. They had guns.
This guy kind of moves over to him like he's sort of leaning in, and you can only see their silhouettes, right? You see their hats. One of them smoking a cigarillo or whatever, leans in. Ambushed on this property?
About a mile and a half up. I don't know how long this property is, sir. Please, I'm very sorry, but she's hurt real bad.
She? That don't look like no she I've ever seen, he calls out.
I groan and just cough. Just.
Oh, she ought to get a plus for the cough.
The cough though hurts, so raspy. That's a man, he calls out. Who are you trying to fool? He calls out.
Hold on a second. Let me decide.
You're like, shit, with her hat on like this.
Just go for it.
What are you rolling for?
Yeah, I'm rolling to determine if I'm going to just go with it and say she's a man. So yeah, high roll. Yes, he's a man. He needs help. Please.
He's undecided.
They literally, there's no response initially. There's an awkward turn, and they're looking at each other, and they're kind of bobbing their heads back and forth. Nate, give me a persuasion roll. This one's going to be hard though. It's going to be -2 because you got them all sorts of confused.
My persuasion's not great tonight. Let's see what we got.
And I'm going to put you.
Damn.
Damn.
I'll drink to that.
Damn.
I think I will. I will drink to that.
So you as you say that, Ash kind of goes slack, right, and just sort of goes limp. All right, we're gonna send someone out. You just stay where you are. If you got any weapons, you put them on the ground. Hey, Harold, come on up here. Tell the rest of the folks we got company. All right, then, he says. That's Harold, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah. Remind me if I get the voice wrong when Harold has to talk again. So there's
Totally.
a couple seconds in, Harold climbs a ladder. You see him pop up. He's a big dude. Not big like Dobbs big. He's big like he ate Dobbs. Like he's a big, rotund, big dude. Like, yeah. But the gate does open. Cracks open, and this guy comes walking out.
I think Marshall trying to provoke me.
He stops. He stops about 10 feet in front of you. He's got his rifle, and the other two are trained rifles on you. You hear some noise from the other side of the palisade wall as well. You're not sure what's going on there. He steps out. You tell me again what happened. He's got his rifle trained. I see you got your gun. You toss that off to the side. Talking to John.
Toss it off. Yep.
Nate's still holding his cane, which obviously is not a weapon of any sort.
Of course not.
And he's got his hands up, and he says, there were some men, 4 or 5 of them. They ambushed us about 1.5 miles up. We didn't see it. It was real dark. They came out of nowhere, and he got hurt. He hesitates as he almost calls her a she again.
So he kind of squints. He says, what kind of men? What'd they look like? They weren't wearing black, was they? He is totally, by the way, you are still surfing on your persuasion roll. I'm going to give you like a couple rounds of shit out of this guy because of that fantastic roll. Was they wearing all black?
So Nate's picking in. He's picking on the details, right? And he said, yes, absolutely. They were black head to toe. They even they were covering their mouths too. It was real hard to see their faces. They had like these black bandanas, and
they wearing dark glasses.
You know, it was real hard to see, but I think they might have been. I think they might have been wearing some dark glasses too.
Oh, son bitch, he says. Son bitch, I knew it. Well, y'all about to be on your own. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. That's what I'm gonna do.
Dobbs is gonna start crying. He's like, mister, you can't let him die. He's the only family I got left.
God.
All right, give me a second.
Ash is just trying so hard. She's like biting her cheeks, trying so hard not to laugh.
All to keep it together. I know, right? You're like pretending to be unconscious, and he's just fucking. You can feel the tears like hitting your face.
He has a moment where he's probably not the nicest guy, right? But something in him. He just sees what's going on. You can see that like emotion take over him. I'm not going to. I ought not to do this. I'm going to get myself in trouble. But step back. You put him down. Let me have a look. Doctor might be able to fix him up.
We got to get him inside right now. He can go in any minute.
You listen to me. You put him down. You might be with them men in black. They ain't nothing to fool with. And if they's around, we're all going to die. You just put that man down, and I'm gonna come take a look.
All right, I guess I'll put him down. I'm like, oh, all right, mister. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go down on both my knees.
Okay.
Like start crying some more in the dirt.
He looks over his shoulder as if he wants to make sure that these guys have trained shots. Now they are aiming at somebody. So whoever that somebody is, if they open fire, he's gonna get like a place shot sort of situation going on, just in case that
right
cross your mind. Anyway,
so since I knelt down and I set Ash down, that brings the rifle down to her level.
Yep. Yeah, she could absolutely, and that would be basically a free action just to swipe that thing out of there if she needed to. So the rest of you step back. You leave your gun on the ground. You step back. He says.
Nate scrambles up from his knees onto his feet, and he just sort of like backs away slowly.
He watches Dobbs, but it's like he gets that Dobbs is kind of the caretaker, right? So he seems to almost dismiss. You guys have got him so hornswoggled as he approaches. What do you do when he walks up there? You let him just walk up?
Yeah.
He kneels down.
We're not inside yet.
And he takes a look at Ash. And then he looks up at Dobbs and he goes, that is a woman. I'll be goddamn. That is a woman. Pardon me.
You telling me I got a sister?
He seems so confused right now. You thought. Oh. He glances at.
I hug him.
He just. You reach out and grab at him.
I hug him. I'm like, I'm so happy I was born a sister.
I'm going to give you a persuasion roll at -4 as you grab this guy.
Fucking
the guy's on the wall. 5 is -4, so that would be 1.
I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay. the guys on the wall are. Did you do the same, almost the same roll? Yeah. So you lean in and grab. You just kind of grab him. He doesn't know what's going on. He kind of pushes off of you a little bit, and the guys on the wall open fire because they have no earthly idea what the fuck is going on. They think you're trying to tackle him. The good news is the first 2 shots hit right in front of Nate. Bang, bang on the ground. Warning shots. Back up! Back up! Let him go! He screams with that bravado. What do you do? Dobbs.
Whoa, we're not here to... Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. He's going to try to like freak out.
Okay, so you put your hands up now. The Ash, you see the shotgun, which was right there. Just kind of, as he lifts up, it goes just out of reach. So it's going to be a little harder to grab if you have to. Nate steps back and they get their rifles ready. I don't know what you fellas are trying to pull down there, but if you got somebody wounded, you need a doctor. You need to step the fuck back, calls the other guy. And then there's, yeah. What do you do?
Can I just kind of like groan a little bit and like roll over a little bit just away from the guy to just get my hand on my gun, like in my pistol?
Yeah, give me a stealth roll to do that.
Oh boy. My second increased stat.
Oh, did you? Nice. Oh, wild die saves the day. Yeah, so you and it's not hard actually because you're kind of laying on your. It helps to kind of move and get off your bullet hole. Missy, are you all right? He's trying to assess the situation, but you see that sort of pervasive chivalry as he kind of. Boy, you have been through hard times, haven't you? He says as he looks down.
Those bastards shot me right in the arm. Oh, shot me. It's Men in Black.
You said that they was all in black. He looks up.
Yes.
Oh,
I just start babbling.
We're gonna need to get you inside. I think we're gonna bring him inside. The call comes from his original partner up here on the wall. Says, "You can't bring him inside. That's not gonna work at all." He says, "We're gonna get ourselves in trouble. We can't leave them out here, especially if they're Men in Black. We got to pack our bags to go." There's a little bit of an argument back and forth, and ultimately, I'm bringing her inside. I'm not going to let a lady die on my watch.
And I yell very cowardly, I beg you, I'm a man of culture. I can't survive out here by myself. You got to take us in with her.
He's some kind of dandy, he says, looking at you with disgust. Shut your goddamn mouth and help me carry her inside. Maybe we can find you a little cup of tea once we get in.
I go over and offer my help right away.
Now, mister, we ain't one to not pay for our well keeping. Well, I got some money I can give you for helping us out.
Is that right? He says, smiling a little bit. We'll have that conversation once we get inside of the doctor. Herschel ain't gonna like this. Herschel ain't gonna like this, the guy says like 3 times in a row. This is not good.
I'm gonna kind of slowly reach in my pocket and hold out like maybe $10, $15 worth of money in my hand just to show him I actually got cash.
He looks at it and he's clearly distracted. You put that away for now. We'll have us a conversation soon enough. What I do want you to do is throw any weapons you got on the ground in front of you. You're gonna leave them out here. If you need medical care, you're gonna get it. But you ain't gonna do it with guns in your holsters. Disarm. Do you do it?
I guess I'll take my pistols out.
I'm passed out. I can't disarm.
Yeah. You take.
I'm gonna kind of like just try to forget about the gun in my.
On your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to forget about that one. Just take the pistols out and drop them.
He's too aware of what's going on, and the rifle too, not knowing it's a shotgun because it's just a stock sticking out. Put that one down too. No weapons. You got any knives? Anything?
I'm sorry. I take the shotgun out of my thing, and then
he steps back like, oh shit.
I reach down and I pull the big Bowie knife out of my boot, and then I reach inside my side thing and I pull out another knife and I lay it out. I'll take.
Stop when you're ahead.
Yeah, that's all you got. he says.
That's it. I swear on my lady's life.
You said that was your. Ugh. He says.
Well, no, that's not my lady. That's not my lady. No, my lady's name is Jennifer. She's a sweetie. I'd never let her go.
All right, then you walk over there. He directs you guys away from whatever weapons you've left. Do you try to conceal any weapons? And if so, I need a stealth roll. They
Just
are
Jennifer.
watching you like hawks. Just Jennifer. She's pretty easy to conceal, particularly if you're careful about it. So I'll give your stealth roll a +2, but you're still going to need one.
Do I have to also stealth to?
No, I think that as you do, I'm going to give you a +4 though, Len, because I think as they scoop you up and start to carry you, you can just sort of cradle it. Man, you guys are, whew, yikes.
+2, I got it.
If I didn't roll that with a +4, so it would have been an 8.
Yep. Okay. So those rolls are coming across like fail. But yeah, so with the bonuses there, you guys, does anybody try to conceal weapons? And if so, which ones do you conceal?
So I always had 2 revolvers, one more like tucked into my pants, and then one in the actual holster. The one in the holster is the one I threw onto the ground. The other one is, I'm hoping, somewhat concealed by me helping carry Ash at this point.
Okay. Yep. So that one, you have one
And
pistol on your
if
person.
seen, I will immediately say I forgot about it.
No, he does not seem to notice. What about you, Dobbs? You just Jennifer?
Just Jennifer and my 2 fists.
Well, yeah, that's bad enough. What about you, Nate? You just your cane?
Yeah, Nate makes a show of the fact that he's not wearing anything. He's only got a vest on and some jeans. He's very clearly got nothing, but he's got his cane held high as he's showing everything else.
Okay. So coming from apparently one of these buildings and out the gate comes another gentleman who comes over to the pile of weapons. There's now 2 out here. Starts gathering it up in a burlap sack, just unceremoniously kind of tucking them in there. You fellas get these back once it's all sorted out, all right? And you can tell we need to hurry up. We need to let Herschel know. The men in black are coming, he said. And he kind of looks at him like this is the first he's hearing of it. Oh, tarnation. He looks you guys over like he's trying to sort out, that you're maybe not them or whatever. And he basically accompanies you all inside. So you moved into Palisades. Basically, you find a number of people in here. There's these 2 up here, and then just a couple others around the yard. And of course, these 2 folks come in with you. Carrying. How are you carrying? What? This is going to take 2 people to carry Ash. So, what 2 of you are carrying Ash?
I could carry Ash by myself.
Okay, so is that what you're going to do?
Helping.
Okay, so you're like helping, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you playing up your wound, John? Because you were playing it up as you were walking up to the gate. Have you stopped?
Yeah,
playing
I'm
it
kind
up?
of like limping a bit, but nothing too bad.
So as you approach it, y'all wait here. You put him down right here. It's pretty well lit. There's, there are a couple lanterns on hooks outside, as oil lamps, right? Just kind of burning and providing a decent amount of illumination in here. Still a lot of shadows. If you had to get lost in them, you could. But the guy who was out there talking to you actually makes his way into the cave. Things get kind of quiet. This guy's here. This guy comes down off of the wall. You keep an eye out. Let me know if you see anything. All right. It's clear so far. It's awful quiet, says Teddy. Wonder what I should do now. Should I go in shooting? What are you guys looking at? Yeah. What's your angle as you're in here and looking around? So there's a house, which is the sort of L-shaped building. There's a stable, and the interesting thing is you can see some horse-shaped things in there. You don't hear any horse noises, and they don't move. They're very still. And then there's this wagon thing, which has got all sorts of weird mechanisms on it. And instead of a hitch for horses, it's just got a blunt front, and it's got a wheel, like a steering wheel, on a big, long kind of shaft, and then smokestacks in the back. straight up steampunk wagon sort of thing. So as you're there, you hear this sort of like the firing of pistons. And then there's this light that's emanating as you're looking back into this sort of natural cave. It goes deep and there's sort of a downward slope, right? So you can't exactly see to the depths of it. But coming in, which I have to fetch from the other layer, come on. Coming in, much better. From the depths of the cave is this thing, which if you zoom in, you'll see it is a single-eyed sort of cyclops, brass and metal with all kinds of weird clicking gears and a glowing eye. It's a robot or something as it kind of comes and this guy kind of walking next to it. What do you guys do? I'm going to need you to take go ahead and take this opportunity to make a spirit check and see just how terrified you are.
Nate's just straight up shook. You don't even see it. Your eyes are closed. Can you use bennies for checks like that as well?
You can, except not you, because you had a critical failure.
Oh,
so you cannot
right.
spend a benny. You are terrified right now. You've never seen anything
Nate
like
was
this.
not expecting that.
Not-
Of all the things he expected to walk through that fucking door, Cyclops robot, not on that list. Nowhere.
It walks out. So what? How do you react as it approaches? Because you are literally fear-stricken.
Nate's going to swallow hard and grip his cane tightly, like white knuckle grip. And he's just going to slide closer to Dobbs, not in like a very quick manner, but he's definitely going to dip behind Dobbs if there's a problem. Like Dobbs is his escape route at this point.
So you dip behind Dobbs as it approaches. Ash is kind of laid out in his arms. This thing comes walking out with the original guy that you're talking to, whose name you have not gotten. And it just sort of kind of walks out and gets right up on top of all of you. And you can hear this sort of, and it sounds like this kind of oscillating whistle of ghost rock. It's almost like the whistle of ghost rock interrupted by something. And there's this breathing and then a little bit of smoke kind of rising up from behind it as it speaks in this very strange voice. "Why have you come here?" it says. You say hi to it?
For the first time ever, like Nate is at a loss for words. He can't communicate.
I'm kind of sitting there just assuming Nate's going to start talking. But as I kind of look over and realize I'm assuming kind of like he's seen a ghost and just shook. The lady's injured here and her brother isn't faring so well either, unfortunately. Is there a doctor? Are you a doctor?
Its head,
I don't know what to make
its
of this.
head spins on some sort of mechanism to look at the guy that's standing behind him. "Why have you brought them in here? You were told not to allow anyone into this fortress." And I'm sorry, but they mentioned that the men in, and he literally, his arm just and scythes backwards and slices about that far back into this guy's neck. And you watch his head lean backwards, spraying blood in a Tarantino kind of gush. And his head snaps back around, blood running down its face. "You are intruders. Her injuries will save me some problems," he says, and he advances. What do you do?
I pull out my gun and shoot this guy.
Yeah, what choice do you have at this point?
Yeah.
This is so true. Let's do
Pew.
it. Yeah, so Ash, I'm going to give you a free action as I deal some action cards to everybody. Let me add a turn for these guys too. Jeez.
This is not a good situation.
No, it's really not. You want to make a sarcastic remark now, Mr. Dobbs, about the danger?
Well, I was hoping that Ash is going to tell me I can do something.
Oh yeah, I think she's about
your
to.
cue is
That's the cue. All right.
Q was the.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
so
wait, yeah. Are you still carrying me, or
I think you're on the ground.
Yeah, you're on the ground. We set you
that's
down.
that's fine? I got my pistol.
All right. So we're going to deal some action cards. Come on now. There we go. Ran out of cards in deck. That's not possible. I'm gonna recall.
Well, you
them.
dealt 100.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true. I'm gonna recall them all. Yeah. All right. Let's try this again. So we're gonna deal.
So
one
glad I
card.
spent all my bennies.
All right. Stop it. I hit deal and it says no, and I have cards because it's set to infinite. All right. So Ash, give me your shooting roll, please. You're at basically point blank range. It's gonna get a +2 to account for your having to kind of move and level your weapon.
Okay, so +2.
Huh?
All right.
Yes, +2.
Ooh, not good for me.
What did you do?
I got a 3 on the D10, and then
You've got
Wild
a 5
dice.
on the wild
Wild
die, though. So you will hit without the need for a Benny as you kind of, roll over and just shoot this thing. You're not going to be able to place the shot, so you just kind of roll over and shoot him in the center of mass, which is what your train would take down a normal man. Go ahead and give me a damage roll.
oh man, brutal.
Brutal. So it's his toughness. His toughness is actually going to be 5. So yeah, you shoot and just bang, and you shoot him in the center mass, and he's got this stupid little vest on, which really kind of bothers you. But there's this spark and a little bit of metal that flies off, and he kind of reacts to it and steps back, and then lurches forward like, okay, it's about to be on. Who is next? So Dobbs, so you have a joker. So what this means, your joker on the action card is you get to place yourself wherever in the initiative you would like. So if you want to act now, you can, or you can wait until after the next person's turn.
I'll go ahead and act now.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to punch him twice in the eye.
Okay. In the glass eye.
Yep.
Nice.
Because I'm
So,
hoping that if he can't see, then it might even some odds.
Yep. Do it.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Used up
So
all of our luck earlier.
the first punch. Note that when you're fighting, you have to hit parry, right? So you punch
Yeah.
out, and it literally just steps to the side, and your hand goes up, and you kind of grimace and throw the next punch, and the thing catches your wrist and twists your elbow to the point where it's upside down, just with no effort whatsoever, and you're like, "Ugh!" You'll be the first to die, it says. However, it's not his turn. You see this happening, Nate. No, I'm sorry, not Nate. That's John. So, John, what do you do?
I'm at a loss for words, but when it's time to shoot, it's time to shoot. I am going to draw the Peacemaker from my belt and take a shot as I yell, "Are y'all going to follow this demonic thing, or are you going to help us?" I'm trying to hope that we can convince the guards to play along and help with us.
You can make a persuasion roll at -50 if you would like.
Hold on.
I
So,
mean, he did
so
just
I
kill
have
one
worked
of
the
them.
room, which will give him support in that. Do I have to wait for my turn to use that?
I could explode my dice a lot.
No, they are.
Explode my dice.
Yeah, they are clearly probably in cahoots because they're as this is happening. First of all, they as the guy slices the one dude's throat, it's like the rest of them just quickly are paying attention for cues from this thing. Like, oh shit, we don't want that to be me. In the same way that stormtroopers usually don't rise up against Darth Vader, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you've got enemies all around you. So are you going to focus on the robot creature or what?
Yes.
Okay.
To try and shoot it in the face.
And you, in fact, do roll a 6. So you are successful.
Oh!
Fuck!
Ooh.
Let me
Talk
just-
about exploding dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course this doesn't work like normal hit points, right? But you blast the living shit out of this thing, and just right in the eye, and its head snaps back. And it says system error and just kind of steps backward, basically slipping on the gore that it unleashed from the dead dude behind it. And it does fall down. He'll be shaken, and he's going to actually spend a Benny to not be. So around his turn, he will be able to act, and he is going to have one less Benny. He gets 3, just like you. So do you use any moves? So you're right there. You shot the guy. You see him slip and fall. He's still moving.
Yeah, there's something I want to do, but I'm gonna, even in this situation, save it. I'm going to dash. Is the door of the house open?
It is not. You don't know. I mean, you're guessing it's probably not locked either. It's not a very sophisticated door, right? It's just kind of like a frontier door.
Okay, I'm gonna try to run inside.
So you shoot this guy and you go plowing through this dude's house front door. Okay, fine.
Yes.
So you could use your full movement. If you want to plow through the door, I'll give you a strength roll to just kind of shoulder through it. Or you can stop at it and deal with your whatever you do next round. You pick.
I'll try to strength it.
You're going to go crashing in. Okay, so you full on run. Shit.
Didn't think that was going to go well.
Yeah. So sad thing is, yeah, it's a little more sturdy than you thought, and you have all the bravado and just and bounce right off of it, and kind of hit this sort of hand cart thing, and fall basically at this dude's feet. So he's going to try to kill you here in a minute. Up next we have Byron. You already acted. No, so Ash. I believe you're up next. No, next. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. Nate, it is your turn. Let me keep up. There we go. That's better. What do you do?
Nate is not a fighter.
Really?
So I don't know. I was really planning on convincing these guys to help fight this monster, and
I will give you, and if you would like to choose an action, I will give you the opportunity to try to, because you're about closest to this guy. If you wanted to try to make one last appeal, if you kill it in the roll, maybe he'll listen. You're not going to get them to listen en masse. There's no way.
Sure. Yeah. So he looks. Is this the guy that we were talking to up front?
No,
the guy, or is that the guy that was killed?
That's a dude he just killed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was killed. He killed him.
Our only friend.
He killed him. He was just trying to help us. We need help, and this guy's out here. He's trying to kill us. Please, you've got to help us.
And you're saying this literally just as, the way this is sequencing, right? John's just bounced off the door and fell, and he's turning to shoot, and you grab him by the shoulder and are saying this in his face.
It's like, yeah, I try to look him right in the eyes. Like, we're the only two people.
Give me that persuasion roll.
I need you to help us. Persuasion?
Yep.
Oh,
don't forget to wink at him.
Yeah, give him that. He pauses. He's going to hold his action for this round. You don't know. He kind of looks at you, and he looks at all. He seems a little uncertain, but he doesn't just suddenly start shooting the bad guys either.
So work the room can only be used when I'm supporting somebody else, right? Like I
Correct.
Can't use it for myself.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's it. I put all my cards into this basket of like, I need you to help me.
Okay. If nothing else, you probably just saved John's life because he's pretty much prone, and the guy was just gonna clock him. All right. So now the shooting begins. So who is this? So you just shot from the ground, Dobbs. So this guy basically, as shit starts to get real, and you engage this guy, which actually that's going to press you. Let me move you guys around a little bit. Just to make this make sense from a squares perspective. There we go. This gentleman right here, seeing the big, hulking, scary bear you are, is going to shoot you in the back.
Just as a quick question, was it John who ran into the house?
Yes, who bounced off the door. Yes.
Okay.
And he's going to have a shoot and roll. Where do we roll? So he rolls a 4. And Dobbs, you feel the pain of his bullet. And there's no damage button.
You got to hit my parry?
Not for a shooting, no.
Not for a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't ignore the double attack roll there. I'm just going for damage off that. Wait, why didn't it not give me damage? All right, roll 20. What are you doing? There's no damage button on his rifle, and I hit attack plus damage. Let me change the button.
It has a roll damage on the one I see.
Oh, wait, it just came through. Yeah, okay, good. Let's do that. No ability.
That.
Really? All right. That's fantastic. Let me look at
that's a Winchester? That's going to be my new gun.
So, Dobbs, let's do this the old way before I lose my shit. All right, 2d8 plus 1. 2d8 minus 1. So 13. So you hear this kind of pow, and poof, you feel that kind of thud. Obviously, the numbness of getting shot. How much of that do you soak with your toughness?
7.
Okay. Wow. Jesus. you get shot in the back, and yeah, but you will be shaken. And that is, or you can spend a Benny if you would like.
Nope, don't have any. I spent them all.
Oh, damn. Spending all those bennies. I show you have 3 here.
Yeah, I spent all 3 of them.
Okay. Got it. This guy here is going to shoot across at Nate, trying to get a crossfire, ignoring for the moment that that shot that came from Ash, because she's lying on the ground and he's not entirely certain what's going on there. Oh. It's a broken ass character sheet. Give it? Nope, still not going to do it. So I'll just go into the chat again. Did you say something about Foundry, Mike?
That was a miss, though?
Not with a 5. No.
Does he get the extra one if he's not a wild card?
Yeah.
Fuck, you are right. No, you are right. That's bad. Dobbs would have been hit still, but yeah, you were right. Good call. Thank you for that. So you hear, and
I'm just trying to figure out how we get out of this.
Yeah, by applying the rules successfully, which is a good call. So you hear this kind of right past your head, Nate. You sort of duck, and it hits the wall of the house. This guy here is in complete shock of his murdered friend. He's going to have to make a spirit roll to see if he really wants to attack you at this moment. Although he's not going to. He's not going to become your buddy all of a sudden. Not happening. So
I'm going to use that moment of the bullet wisdom by 2 to just give him that, like, to double down on that look of like help.
Okay.
Right? Because like we're being attacked. I'm obviously not aggressive at all, and this is happening.
Okay. So we'll roll back around to Dobbs. What, Mr. Dobbs? Do you want to use your action now? Where all these turns come from? Or do you want to place it later in the initiative?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and act now.
Okay. And normally you would go round for round and re-deal cards, but since the cards are being wacko, I'm just going to go ahead and...
Just going to leave it.
Yeah, it looks like there's extra turns added in here. That's probably why, but okay. So go ahead. What are you going to do with your action? You just got shot and thrown forward.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spit this giant wad of tobacco into my hand and try to smash it all over that thing's eye.
Okay. Free action for the tobacco spit. You've always got that at the ready.
Yeah, just try to like, I don't know, oil slick its eyeball or something.
We are
Make sure you
rated.
mark that one down, Len.
Like
You've got that one on the sheet.
Like the paintball on the old windshield type deal.
Oh, I already got it. As soon as he said spit, I was like,
That be fighting still or athletics? What do you want me to do?
I'm gonna say it's fighting. Yeah, for sure. Just a slap in the face. We just got raided, man. It's a party of 7 that stopped. We are being followed. Good deal.
Yeah, thanks, Goblin Cave TV. Appreciate
Goblin Cave TV. Go follow those folks. I'm going to in a minute. So your wild die, man, you just and spatter it. Now it's sitting up at this point, and just as it does, you just kind of and spatter it. Sadly, there's not quite enough. I mean, the eye is about that big. You make quite a mess on it, and you probably confuse it a little bit. What do you do with your second punch? I will give you your second punch.
My second punch. Can I punch the guy that's in? Oh no, that guy's Nate's trying to get that guy to help.
Yeah, and you'd need to move. You'd be hard pressed to get there, I think.
I guess I'm just gonna try to punch the guy that I just hit with the spitting.
Okay, give me that roll.
Yeah. 5.
So it basically, with this being a more formal attack, him being more aware and actually on the defensive, right? As he's sitting up before, he sits right up into your slap, and then it's like he sees through it, probably this blurry, weird tobacco slime kind of distorted view. But he actually reaches out with his hand and slaps your blow away. So you do not make contact with him. Ash, it is your turn. Unless you want to move, Mr. Dobbs, you can do that as well.
Step forward.
Okay. So closer on top of him.
To put myself between Nate and it.
Okay. So you step forward basically kind of right here. Ash, what do you do?
Ooh.
John, I'm moving you. You got to move yourself so I know what the hell's going on. But there we go. Put you over.
Yeah, I can't seem to move.
Oh, really? All right, let me fix that.
Is there any way that I can like shuffle around and try and hide underneath the wagon over here?
You absolutely could scamper that way, although you're going to be passing right in front of the guy that was just shooting Dobbs. So that's probably that's risky, you think to yourself. Although he is right there, you might could kill him as well.
Huh?
I said you might could kill that guy as well.
Nah, I guess I'll just stay where I am and just click the gun and take another shot at the robot.
At the robot. Okay.
At the robot.
Give me a robot shot.
Oh no, but that wild dice came through.
Yes, you do. You kind of sit up and Dobbs basically kind of is tussling with this thing, and just as he leans back, you find just enough space and shoot between there, and do hit him. Give me a damage roll.
16.
Oh, God. So at this point, you shoot him right in the chest, and its left arm goes limp. This is the one that it's actually been blocking punches with, just drops limp.
Oh yeah.
But it is still just there's a little fire in that arm as you've kind of shot it. It is shaken, and it is going to spend yet another Benny. It's almost out of Bennies too. So.
Can I, with the rest of my turn, can I use any movement or no?
You can move. In your situation, crawling, you're going to move like half your move, I'll say.
Yeah, I guess I want to just try and get to the wagon, like around this guy, like there.
So why don't you do that? Give me stealth, and with a significant enough success, I'm going to use that to represent that this guy decides to ignore you. Otherwise, he's actually going to take an opportunity to take a pot shot at you.
It's okay. I'll take it.
Okay.
6.
So you're there, and it's as if he notices you. You kind of he dips the rifle down, but then he looks up and just sees what's going on with his robot boss, and he levels his weapon yet again. He's probably going to take another shot at Dobbs. So John, you've just bounced off the door and sort of fallen to the ground. You can hear Nate just basically steps over. You recognize his boot next to your head. You hear him talking or something or other, but what do you do?
I kind of look up, see them fixing their gaze together or whatever's happening, and I stand up and look towards the guy that was shooting at Dobbs.
Okay.
See, I guess, Ash going towards the wagon. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to... I'm not sure why I can't move, but move one up to be kind of behind the wagon, at least from the guy that's the furthest up on the map.
Try now. Should be able to move.
Perfect.
Yay! Sorry.
I'm gonna just go right there, and I'm gonna just kind of lean around and take a shot at the gentleman right next to Ash.
Okay. So you kind of scamper to your feet. Yep. So you turn, take aim, and fire. And what is it like? Please tell me, because this poor extra is not going to survive that one. What do you do? What is that?
Yeah,
like?
it's more of him kind of dipping it down as he sees Ash go by, but taking aim at Dobbs and just from the side, just a bang, and he falls over to the side.
You blow his right eardrum out his left ear as he kind of comes up to hit Dobbs and just he drops to the ground with a solid thud, which will end your turn and bring us to Nate. Nate, what do you do?
So this guy, I've sort of got him stunned, right, for the round. He hasn't shot John. He's sort of like not sure what to do, right?
Yes, for the moment.
Okay.
Stunned is a very light term. He's a little confused, and it seems like he's about to shake it off and do something, but what that something is, you don't know.
Fuck, man. Nate looks at him and goes, "If you're not going to help us, I'm going to have to help myself." And he just runs backwards, like he tries to join the group. He's got to save himself somehow. Nate is not a fighter.
Okay, so
it's like a disengaged type.
You say
right,
that.
Yeah.
Give me that persuasion roll yet again. No bonus, just flat as you step away. He's so confused based on the dialogue and it was his buddy that just got murdered. You don't know, but you've definitely hooked into something.
Yeah, and he looks disappointed. Nate looks disappointed. Like, if you're not going to help me, I'm just going to have to go save my own ass. So, thanks for nothing. Give it a persuasion roll.
Are there disengages and savage rolls? I don't even know.
Yes and no, not quite as formal as in 5e, for sure. All right, so that's a no. So as you step back, he shakes his head, and he's actually, his response to you is going to be to take his turn and attempt to shoot you.
Okay. Yep.
So let's see what happens there. You're very disappointed.
Wink at him.
Yeah, you didn't wink.
Remember the wink, Nate.
Yeah, you didn't say wink.
That's right.
So where do we wind up with that? No.
He's just got a straight one, though.
Yeah, he did. So that's a critical failure. So Nate, he holds his gun up and he pulls the trigger, and that shit backfires right in his face. Powder burns galore, and it's like God is smiling down on you, sir.
Karma.
Because you literally were looking into the hole of the barrel, and then just it backfires. He falls backwards and will be shaken and saddened as well. Let me see who's left of these fellas. This guy is actually going to take a shot at John, who has just attempted to shoot his friend, or just did shoot his friend.
He just did shoot.
Yeah, just blew his brains out all over.
Blew his freaking head off.
Yeah. And he's gonna hit. Yes. So I have to do the cheating damage for a second here. What do we decide? Winchester 2d8 minus 1, I think. 2d8.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah. Boop. So
Now,
yes.
How's this working out?
So what can you soak? So your toughness reduces damage.
Or
You are going to find yourself shaken. And what that means, but you can spend a Benny to not be shaken. But you are basically going to suffer penalties whilst you can basically do nothing of any significance whilst shaken.
yeah, I'm gonna spend a Benny.
So with my
94.
give a Benny, it says I can give a Benny before the end of a character's turn.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work exactly?
So if somebody needed it, you could just basically hand that out to someone on their turn before the end of their turn. So if you wanted to give this guy a Benny to reroll damage, you could.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, exactly. And that's kind of my thought, right? So this whole thing kind of goes off, and I see John, and I say, John, you can't leave me like this, buddy. I need you to pull through. I need you to pull out of this. And I give him a Benny.
Nice. So
Wait, can you give it to me on his turn though?
No, it would have to be on your turn.
It's on your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It would have to be when he's acting.
It's on the end of your turn.
But I
Before
have
the end of
Benny,
your
so
turn.
I spend that regardless.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the way it looks basically is your first level, right? If you're hit, your character's shaken. If you're already shaken, the second result from any physical damage, basically you stay shaken and you take a wound. 3 wounds for wild cards and you're out basically. So right now you're shaken. And then obviously your next time around, you can either make a spirit roll to snap out of it, or you can spend a Benny immediately or at any time to snap out of it. It's up to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm spending a Benny immediately then.
Done. So the bullet basically wings you. You feel the pain and feel the warmth of your blood and the sting, but the adrenaline just keeps you carrying forward. You're not sure how badly you're hurt, to be honest. This guy, surprisingly, turns and fires as well. Let's see what happens when he does. Oh, not
Sorry,
fighting.
which guy?
I'll show you in a second. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no way!
Trying to shoot Dobbs.
His gun blows up in his face.
He shoots the robot. He shoots
my
the
gosh.
robot in the side of the
Nice.
robot. And so he's going to do some damage as a result of that. What the fuck's wrong with these villains? They're so bad.
It's Nate's curse, man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's karma. I think
Nate's
that's
curse.
It's karma.
Yeah, that is kind of true.
We're just a bunch of injured folk trying to get some help.
Right, we're just trying to get some help for
So-
my new sister.
There's a clang as he shoots the robot. And basically all that's going on, its head sort of spins around and it's just in confusion as it stands up, kind of ignoring him for the moment. But he's actually going to need to make a spirit roll on his next turn, or he will be unable to act because he's terrified of what this thing might do to him. This brings us back to, let me see 1 second. This guy, who has stepped up to the corner and is trying to see what the hell's happening. He sees the general gist of what's happening, and I'm going to say high roll between Nate and Dobbs. Just roll a d6. High roll gets shot at.
6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to say strength, but that's what I'm rolling.
So that's a 1 versus poor Nate.
I mean, I can't win them all, right?
Yeah.
It's because you didn't have a chance to work your charm on
Did
this
you roll
one
your
yet.
d6?
Right. It just came out of nowhere without any sort of charisma. I can't. We're just.
Is this the top of the new round yet?
This is the last turn in the round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's going to shoot at Nate. And he is actually going to hit Nate. He is not, however. What is the damage, guys, on a Colt Peacemaker? Is it
It
2d6
is
plus 1.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 1.
+1?
And these
Ooh,
guys
not
have got some
plus
nice
1.
guns.
Yeah.
Can't wait to take all of them.
We will enjoy taking them all.
So Nate, what's your toughness?
My toughness is 8 if you include my mod, which I assume is my armor.
So as you shoot, you basically just thunk in the shoulder. And what's tell me about your armor? It's like thick leather duster or something.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. I'm just wearing leather clothes. It's
So-
not like metal plated or anything.
Yeah. So you basically feel this kind of thunk as it hits you. It doesn't hit you square. It hits you kind of wings you like in the collarbone, and it mars up your leather pretty bad. But it certainly spooks you into action as you realize that there is a shooter behind you. Your best assumption is it's this dude, but he's laying down, crying and whatnot because his gun blew up in his face. And it is the top of the round. So Dobbs, you see this guy kind of poke out like he was over here somewhere. and he has come up to the corner and is basically engaging from afar.
Oh man, I want to finish this thing off. Do I think this thing's powered by Ghost Rock?
You would have to guess so. That's the only thing that you've ever heard of that could produce anything like this. But I mean, this is sophisticated even for that. And it's standing up, by the way.
Well,
with its limp arm, mind you.
I'm going to see if we can't supercharge him. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Ghost Rock out of my pocket that I pulled out of the Scorpion.
Okay.
And I'm going to shove it in his mouth like a Tic Tac.
This could go bad in so many ways.
And then I'm going to try to punch him with the other hand.
Amazing. Okay.
This is probably a horrible idea, but Dobbs is just stupid.
It may not
enough to
be.
try.
So his parry is going to be reduced because he's one arm less. So he's going to lose just a couple points of parry. So that may work in your favor. Go ahead and give me your attack roll. And that's going to do it because his parry was 6. So you actually shove this cylinder in what it has for a mouth, this sort of trap jaw sort of thing, like movie-esque kind of right in there, tobacco spit, bullet holes in it and whatnot, and it jostles back from the impact. Give me your second roll.
Yes.
11. Give me damage. Thank you guys, by the way, Goblin Cave TV, for showing up, and thanks for the compliment on the overlay, man. That's awesome. So what happens, Dobbs, is you punch this thing in the mouth and rupture this cylinder of Ghost Rock, and the pressure inside, as you recall, blows out the side of its face as it just kind of rocks to the side. And it kind of looks up at you. It is clearly on the edge of death, but it's not quite there yet. You have, however, bought yourself yet another round without having to be attacked by it, you asshole.
Curb stomp.
Curb stomp time.
I knew that Ghost Rock would come in handy.
Yes. Okay, so Dobbs. Who was after Dobbs in the list? That's Ash.
I think it was Ash.
Ash, what do? You're more or less kind of concealed. This guy's dead. The curious thing about this guy, he seems to be on the same page as this guy was, is he's just kind of nervous, and it's like he doesn't know what to think of the situation. Everything else is just mass chaos, though. And
am I like on the wagon or like underneath it?
You tell me. I would think. You tell me. It could be either one of those because John blew that guy's face off, so you had time.
As much as I want to be a crazy psycho and try and drive this wagon, I think I'm just going to stick with the safe bet and try and shoot the robot again.
Chicken. Okay, fine.
Next round, if everything starts going south, I'm in a perfect position, but I think we're getting there, so I'm just going to shoot at the robot.
Okay. Shoot the robot, and that's you're gonna hit. Yes. So you take aim and kapow. Give me damage. And
cool 10.
Yes, so you shoot the robot. So it is now 2 wounds in. How do you kill it, Ash? From under the wagon, it starts to sit back up. How do you kill it?
I just level the peacemaker right at it, the remains of its tobacco smudged eye. And just right through the skull. Again, as is Ash's signature move when she's sharpshooting things, just right through the front, out the back, just as messy as possible.
So
I feel like you have 2 signature moves. That's one of them.
Is the other one coughing?
I was gonna say groin shots, but
I was gonna say shooting dicks off is like
she did a little bit.
I guess that's 3 signature moves.
That's for the next round. Next round is groin shots.
She blew the front out the back of that one guy. That was bad. So
that was awesome.
You shower this guy with the sort of steampunk brains of the robot, and literally he is completely awestruck as fire and sparks and whatnot shoot from its head, and it finally just topples over. It stops moving. At this point, the remaining folks are going to make some spirit checks. Let's see how they feel about the situation. That's three of them. Is that three of them, right? Am I looking at that right? Yeah, because the other guy's more or less incapacitated.
No.
I was going to say, if need be, I could use a free action to like yell some cool shit, but I think these guys are just.
Well, no. Why do they fail? Tell me, Ash, since you called it out. Why do they fail their spirit checks? What do you say that made that happen?
No, I think Ash hops up on the wagon and she's just like, "All right, who's next? Who else got something to say?"
Everybody else gonna call me a man?
Your mother, yeah. So they
I know you ain't shooting at my brother.
They literally do what you would expect at the end of like a corny western, and they like almost in sort of like extra high speed. They run straight the hell out. If you let them run, they do. Do you guys, as this guy's running past, does anybody try to stop him?
Nate doesn't.
No, Nate. Dobbs, what about you? You let him run?
Let him run. Which guy?
This guy. So they are fleeing out the front gate. This
He's the only live one?
Well, yeah. As far as you know, Dobbs, you know that there's still this guy, the shooter in the corner, and he has stepped back to the point where you can't see him anymore.
Can I pick up like one of maybe that guy next to me's like rifle or something like that and do like a TJ Hooker, like throw it and hit him in the back of the leg, try to knock him down? You
sure could. Scoop it up as a free action and give me a let's take what's the thrown thing? Is athletics. Thrown weapons is athletics.
Nice.
I hit him in the back of the leg with the Winchester.
So you throw it and just and he's running and it goes right between his legs and his legs lock up like when they used to shove something in your spokes in a bicycle, right? And he just literally hits the ground and his hat rolls off, his gun goes off to the other side, and literally almost like you planned it this way, Nate steps up as calm and collected, dusting off his shoulder. Nate, what do you do? This guy's hit the ground.
There's a doctor in the house.
That's the ladies and gentlemen. That's the title. That is the title of the episode when we ship it to YouTube, and an extra Benny for you, my God, Mr. Benny's, because you needed some anyway. So Mike, you'd spent them all basically. You said you won't.
I hadn't. No.
Oh, you hadn't. Okay.
Yeah.
He
I was trying to give mine away.
He's in there. He's all tied up. He says, "Please let me go." He's whimpering a little bit.
I'll thank you kindly.
You just step away and just walk toward the cave or something?
Just walk away.
Okay. Dobbs, what do you do? So he starts to crawl away. You've stopped him. Nate talked to him, and now he's starting to crawl again, like fast crawl.
I'm gonna do like one of those, like trying to spook him, like.
Give me an intimidate
I let
roll.
him do all the heavy stuff, man. I don't. He's the muscle. I let him run it.
And then I'll walk over and pick him up.
Yep. You. So yeah, he staggers away from you. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Please. I've just fallen the worst. He says.
Who's?
No, let's run. It's very scary. There's scary people. Sorry, this gets me.
I just yell after him. We tried being reasonable.
So you surround this guy. So Ash, they're kind of, honing in around this dude here. Let me make this guy dead just for my own OCD. And sneaking around the wagon like he doesn't even know you're on it is the guy with the rifle. And he's right there. You're kind of perched on top of the wagon, more focused toward the middle, right? And you see the point of his rifle, and they're kind of clustered around this dude, at this point. They would have to be interacting with him this way. And you see this jackass lean out and start to take aim.
I just take the revolver and click it and put it right against his skull, and then say, "Now don't do anything stupid, son."
He literally, you see the butt of the barrel of the rifle, and then literally he just opens his hands and it clatters to the ground. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you go on over there with your friend and take a seat? Let's have us a civil conversation.
He does. You escort him over there?
No, I stay where I am. I'm sitting on the wagon.
You're just sitting on the wagon.
With the gun, just...
Okay.
Cigarette in the mouth already.
Yeah, somehow I already have a cigarette.
Yes, very Ash. Just kick back. Got a good beat on both of them. So what do you guys do? So you're there at the mouth of the cave. There's just blood and every there's a dead robot, whatever the fuck a robot is. This guy's still alive, but he's got powder burns in both eyes, and he's literally just kind of rolling around in pain, and it has more or less resigned to play dead. But you can tell that he's basically still alive.
I'm gonna whistle for Teddy. He's gonna see these two guys hightailing it out of there. The doors have flown open, and I'm gonna whistle for him to come join us.
So you let out your crazy ass loud whistle for the horses. And Teddy, not quite this quick, right? But he uses all of his movements as quickly as possible to come, and he's got the gun out. And he looks like he peers around the corner and takes a look around. For God's sakes, what happened in here? Did you kill all these people?
You know what happened, Teddy. You know what happened.
He looks, when you say that, he looks at Dobbs. He just looks like, and he nods. You step into the fort area. All is more or less quiet at this point. What do? You've got 2 prisoners.
So he had mentioned that the doctor is locked up or tied up, right?
Yes.
So I turn to John and I say, "They got the doctor tied up somewhere. Why don't we go take a look?"
Sorry, you're gonna take a look?
We. You
Okay,
and I.
we. Okay.
I don't know what else is back there. I don't want to go by myself.
Yeah, fair enough. I look over to Dobbs and loudly to make sure that these 2 prisoners can hear us and say, "Well, Dobbs, hopefully you can get some information out of them. We only need one of them." And then I just walk away.
I'm like, now, if you guys got any more people in there, now's the time you want to tell me. Because, unlike your little robot type guy there, and I'm going to be like, shing, and I'm going to pull out Jennifer. And I was like, I don't miss.
And she sings, and she's always got that like that sort of magical, that ghost rock sort of tone as you draw her. And their eyes are wide. You're going to go ahead and give me an intimidation roll at +2 since you got Jennifer out, and you can
have intimidation. So what would that be?
You are intimidation. It's spirit.
Spirit.
But if you don't have it, then it's actually a D4 at -2, right?
Oh yeah, well that's my spirit too, D4. So I got 3.
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume it should have been -2 there, right?
Yeah, so it'd be 5 minus 2 would be 3.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. So he's clearly scared of Jennifer, but what are you asking? What are you trying to? In right or left? Which one are you focusing on?
The one on the left.
Okay. The one on the left is the one that shot the robot on accident, right? So he's
on accident.
Just happy accidents.
Just let us go. We don't mean you no harm. We'll call this over. You won fair and square. We don't want no more trouble, right? And his buddy kind of nods. He won't look at Jennifer. You notice.
About this time, I think I hop down off the wagon, and I'm gonna snag that Winchester from the ground where the guy dropped it.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of so I snag that, and I just kind of look at the gun and heft it a little bit, and I'm just gonna step over this body and right on up to these guys, kind of just reinforcing the exit a little bit. Say, "Now I believe my friend there asked y'all a question. How many men are there inside, if any?
Stepping up and taking, the kind of adding to the intimidation will allow you to use your newly improved intimidation to see what you get out of them. Oh yeah.
Oh Jesus.
Nice.
Joshua might be still in there. No, Josh was just stepping around. He was over there. He nods as he looks at Joshua, who's apparently this guy. And that's all of us, ma'am. That's all of us.
Like I said, civil conversation. And I point the rifle down and like hold the butt of it on the ground like a cane. And I just sit there smoking my cigarette and just waiting for Nate and John to do their thing.
So Nate and John, you walk into this cave and you're expecting to see cave, right? Just cave. And it kind of it sort of sinks inward on a gentle decline, and then suddenly there's what would appear to be a fairly nicely put together wooden scaffold there, which leads down because there's sort of a ledge. And you're looking out into the most fucked up thing you've ever seen. It's like out of a dime store novel. There are tables. There's a weird looking crane apparatus that's made out of wood and hemp and more sort of steampunk bits. It's this guy's workshop. And sitting in the middle of it, very much tied up to a chair, is some guy in a hat. He's got a bit of a top hat on. He's wearing a white leather apron, which literally just sticks out in this sort of, this kind of terracotta colored cave. You make your way down. He's alone there. You can see where obviously there, the robot was down here having a chat with him. He's cut in a couple places as well, pretty deeply, as if maybe he was being interrogated. What do you do?
Dr. Alexander, I presume.
His eyes
Daniel
widen.
Clifton.
Same thing.
Nathaniel Clifton.
I'm going to assume you
call me
literally
Nate.
both start to talk at the same time. To this guy.
We both say that exact line at the same time. Dr. Alexander, I presume.
Tip my hat.
Yeah. As I go, and I'm introducing myself, being the very charismatic Nate as I am, and I untie him. Like, it's not even a question. Let's get you out of here. Let's untie you and see what's going on.
So, with the line, Dr. Alexander, I presume, we will stop here. I think it's a good spot. There's some stuff that you'll learn next time. But I know we're, we try to keep on schedule here. So you guys are fucking amazing. I'd like to just go around real quick and get impressions from this episode. Let's start with Nate. Nate, quick check with Nate. What just happened in his head, man?
So I think that there's been an important shift in Nate's relationship with Teddy, which I find to be incredibly interesting, right? Because like you had kind of alluded to it before, there's a little bit of a trust coming in here, right? And even though the circumstance that brought us together really was this sort of bounty, and we sort of like hijacked him and kidnapped him from this bar scene, he really has become almost one of the gang, right? In fact, tonight, Nate gave him his only weapon, the only weapon that anybody else knows of for the most part.
Was it loaded?
Yes, absolutely. It'd
be funny if it wasn't.
But this is a test, right? Because Nate seems sort of like, I don't know, not gullible, but he seems very superficial, I think, on the outside, like where like you don't know that there's a whole lot of depth going on, but really he's playing everybody. He's playing the field. And so giving the gun to Teddy and instilling him the trust and asking Teddy to do me a favor, the man who kidnapped him weeks before, do me a favor and protect my life. And Teddy did. Teddy stood there. Teddy could have taken the gun and run into the desert, and he didn't. And so I think that shows this like level of connection between Teddy and Nate that I think is going to be exciting to continue to build off of. But I think there's this other moment too, where in this shootout, right? Nate is he's okay if he's in control. So even the man that he grabbed, right, and he uses this moment to capture the energy of the environment and say, look, I need you to help me. And he's able to stop him from even for that round, stop him from pulling that trigger. But I think there's this just reminder that he's in a dangerous world, right? Because when he's not paying attention, or when he's not in control of the scene and he gets shot, even though he wasn't wounded this time in any sort of catastrophic way, this is a dangerous world. And Nate is not, he's a survivor, but he's not a fighter. And so, you know, it'll be interesting to see how Nate is able to continue to use the resources around him to stay alive, because he's not going to be the guy that picks up a gun and
just starts blowing everybody's face off. Yeah.
Right.
Speaking
exactly,
of
you know,
characters that blow everyone's face off, Ash, like what? Yeah, what's your sense? Thumbs up on the episode? Like, how's she feeling?
Oh, absolutely thumbs up. She's feeling great. She's in her element. I think what she learned tonight is she ain't no goddamn damsel in distress. She doesn't play that role very well. So I think she's just really someone who is very much a shoot first, ask questions later, because that seems to be working in her favor. It worked in her favor at the bar when the sheriffs came in. It worked in her favor with the zombies. It worked in her favor with the metal scorpions that we haven't even gotten to dissect that at all. And I think she's just a woman who's like, if it moves,
shoot it
in a hostile way, I'm gonna shoot it. And that's how she gets by. But I think it is cool too, because I think that maybe in her past she hasn't had a crew this dependable in a pinch, and so I think it's kind of cool that she's getting a feel for the way that her crew operates, as far as like letting other people do the distracting and the like big gestures, and she is kind of I'm excited to see her settle more into like a roguish archetype, as far as like sneaking around, and again, I gave her extra skills in that bracket as far as like sneaking and kind of being intimidating, because I think that she is someone who is just gonna, you know, say what's on her mind. She doesn't like any bullshit.
She certainly scares the shit out of Teddy, like every time she talks to him. It's like, it's like she's got somebody to practice on as she develops her intimidation skills. Nice.
Absolutely. And yeah, she's just trying to make her way in the world, that everyone else are dead, so she might as well shoot first.
Yes. John, with an H, what about you, man?
Yeah, great session. One that I'm glad we tried the more tactical, diplomatic, secretive route. Didn't quite pan out that way, but, you know, as in with poker, you go in with a hand you're expecting, and luckily we got a good card on the river when we got some solid hits on the robot, so he didn't get to retaliate, luckily.
I love, what I love though is you guys went in and you sort of played against the emotions of the humans involved. And as a GM, I'm like, what do I do about the robot? He doesn't give a fuck about the human with a gunshot. He's here for something, you know? That was really cool though. It got you in, and then all hell broke loose. Yeah.
Yeah, we're cool there for quite a while, but I'm glad to see we came out like Ash Len said, in a pinch. We all relied on each other's strengths, and managed to get through it all.
Fantastic. Dobbs, Destroyer, Smasher.
Whew. I'll tell you what, like I really like Dobbs. I like it, but I think you kind of saw a little bit of him today, that, you know, now that he's feeling a little more comfortable with the crew, that there's some emotion there, and he's had it so pent up and so like put aside for all of his life that he's never showed it. And, you know, with starting to write the words, and, you know, he's all about more about putting himself in the line of fire. And he feels like for once he has people that might actually have his back.
Yeah, because like he would just beat the shit out of everyone to avoid having to have those kind of conversations. And now, yeah, it's like he's opening up, and he's showing like a vulnerable side to just these three folks, right?
Yeah, and like when he was faking crying and stuff like that, it kind of like it just kind of tore at him a little bit, you know. It kind of kind of unleashed a little bit. He never tried something like that before, and maybe he realized that there was maybe the dam is leaking a little bit more, and he might actually have emotions and stuff underneath this hard carapace of skin that is, this big sack of meat.
Yes.
The poetry comes from.
The poetry.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. And my mom liked poetry, and that's what I channeled. I was trying to channel like the hurt of not getting to see my mom, and that's where I was trying to get it from.
He's like, don't you laugh because I'll tear your head right off. Has your opinion of Teddy changed? Because you did not spit on Teddy this entire episode.
I did not spit on Teddy. I saved it up and used it on the robot.
Yes, the dead robot.
Yeah, I did think about spitting on Teddy. I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment when I thought that it was gonna happen, but just wasn't there. Just wasn't there.
Awesome. Well, guys, you as always, you are amazing. I love playing games with you. Just a couple quick announcements. So coming up here soon, watch for a specific announcement, but we're kicking off a Savage Worlds superhero campaign with some of the folks from Tides of Nurgle. And it is going to be loosely based on the boys, but way more depraved. So I'm really looking forward to that.
More depraved.
More depraved
real
than the
test.
boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not for the faint of heart. It's going to be good. And I'm hoping Len will do some character art on that for us as well. So that's coming up. And we're actually going to start our first stream. I think it's like the second week of October. But it's going to be world building. We're going to do the whole thing on stream. So if you guys are here, you can throw in your thoughts as to how that shit should work and what's wrong and what's going on there. Help us build out the story. And
Sorry,
also,
what day was that again?
That day. I'm not sure. It's like second week of October, I think.
Got it.
But yeah, we have Jim is playing. We have Dion is playing for I know he's played with you guys in Cyberpunk. And
Squad
then
up.
Yeah, James and Eric as well from Tides of Nurgle. I wish we could just pack you all in there, but the heads in the overlay would be that big. But yeah, I hope that'll work out well. And then Night's Black Agent, Byron, when is our next session, man?
13th.
What? The 13th
Yeah,
of October.
13th.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
exciting.
we got ourselves into all sorts of shit last time around, and I think we've just figured out that they're vampires. And my character's shitting himself because he didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, anybody who didn't see the whole episode, you got to go to like the very final end, the GoPro footage that was left, the GoPro that was left at the scene.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yep. All hail Goblin Riot. We need Lenore to.
Yeah.
We need Lenore. I need a Romanian death metal band logo for a band called Goblin Riot.
Yeah.
All right.
We stole
I'm
their,
on it.
we stole their van. That was amazing.
I'm on it. Just say the word.
I just did. I just did.
Yeah, but those of you who don't follow us yet, please go to youtube.com/mythbrigade. Follow us, thumbs up, different things, whatever. We need your support. We are almost to 900 people. My God, it's been a journey. And thanks, Byron. And now you're running games. We're going to get Mike running some games here when his schedule clears up.
Yes.
He's promised me he's going to frighten me with a cult game, which I'm terrified
Promise.
of. And Len's going to join us for that so she can hold me.
And I'm
when I
setting
get
up
too
some
scared.
rules bites for Night's Black Agents.
You're damn right. That's right.
I got some stuff on order. I got a lapel mic and a stand for my phone so that I can try to record.
And I love that you're doing it for
Hot
that
damn.
game because you don't have to dress like an idiot. So there was
Well, I'm dressing up like a stupid vampire. What are you talking about, man?
The have to part is, I think, the real.
Right.
Tired.
yeah, that's true.